guess in 2025, it's wrong to be a straight man. And DDG, you out here being a narcissist again, man. We caught you on your lie, and we're gonna expose you today. It's going down here today. Tales from the crib. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button. While you at it, hit that like button. Matter of fact, hit that notification bell, because they just caught Druski at the Diddy party, and he was doing the unthinkable. Man, and Odell, he was gonna be a Hall of Famer. Now you just ashamed. I'm just ashamed of you right now. Hey, man, this is
catching more than balls these days.
Oh, man. Left, right, Diddy's. We're gonna talk about it today, like I said, man. Hey, man, it's for the Supreme 305 with my co-host
Chico Grande, Chico 2 times. Welcome to Tales from the Crib, episode 197. Back for another week. Let you know what's going right, what's going wrong with the world, and let you know our thoughts with this thought.
What? A thought with a thought. I like that.
I mean, you know all the Diddy party details a little too good, co-host.
Man,
it's a little suspicioso, if you know what I'm talking about.
It was an ad on Craigslist. I needed a job. They was paying good money. How was I supposed to know?
We're not going to get into that, but we are going to get into the show. Welcome to the show. You ready to jump into topic number one?
Man, I'm ready to talk about it, man. This is just hurtful, man. This is just hurtful.
We got DDG claims that Halle Bailey is not allowing him to see his son. So this fairy tale relationship of this internet streamer, this YouTube star rapper, this man who is moonwalking through Calabasas in The Little Mermaid has gone left. Co-host, what happened?
Man, right now we're gonna play the video of the baby Halo. Also, we're gonna play the video of the baby Halo.
Ooh, they interviewed the baby?
Listen here, man. It's getting deep, man. It's getting real deep. We need all the answers we can get. We ain't
got the answers, Sway.
We got Halo talk. We got Halo not talk. We got Halo recognizes his mama. Then we got DDG crying and also dropping a diss song to Haley.
He dropped the whole song. I mean, how you gonna diss Little Mermaid? But let's go ahead and play the clip, and then we'll give you our thoughts on what's going on.
When you acting better, I understand.
Mama.
Waking up every day, working, dealing with this shit on the same breath, nobody will really know. And she got this golden image that I've also protected, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna keep doing that because I'm a real. But this is foul, bro. Like, if I want to come get my son, I should be able to get my son. Plain and simple. And I wasn't even coming to take him. Like today, I wasn't even going to take him out because he's sick. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to just grab my son and go hang out with him downstairs. Me and her don't really speak like that. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to take my son, go hang out downstairs. Whoop. I'm getting kicked out. No. Like it's conversations where it's like the shit that's said to me is so if you heard it, it's on some leave us alone type. I'm like, bro, now if y'all don't see me with my son every day, y'all know I stream every day. Every day I don't see my son, I'ma number it. Let's see. I know she gonna let me see my son now. This is the only way. Behind closed doors, I have not been able to see my son. Only if we on perfect terms and she around is cool. But if we not, I don't get to see him. I don't care to do girl content, whatever the f. That has nothing to do with anything that's work. That has nothing to do with me wanting to be around my son, like whatsoever. I don't give a fuck who she fucking, who she talk to, who her is, who she fucking filming movies with. I don't give a fuck. I care about my son. That's all I care about. Literally, that's all I care about. And when that's taken from me, she know that's the only way I get frustrated. That's the only way she can get under my skin because I don't care what she does. We haven't been together.
That's why I'm not posting. Me and Halo are very sick. We have RSV and we do not feel good at all. So sorry I haven't been posting snaps, but I've just been using all my energy to take care of my baby and myself. Yeah, any mommies have any tips for this cold? We both have fevers on and off. We went to the doctor yesterday. She gave us medicine. She just told us to rest, lots of fluids and everything. But any other tips would be welcome and needed. Love you guys.
waking up every day, working, dealing with this shit on the same breath, nobody will really know. And she got this golden image that I've also protected, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna keep doing that because I'm a real. But this is foul, bro. Like, if I want to come get my son, I should be able to get my son. Plain and simple. And I wouldn't even coming to take him. Like today, I wasn't even gonna take him out because he's sick. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna just grab my son and go hang out with him downstairs. Me and her don't really speak like that. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna take my son, go hang out downstairs. Whoop, I'm getting kicked out. No, like it's conversations where it's like the that's said to me is so if you heard it, it's on some leave us alone type. I'm like, bro,
don't take my son, cause he all I got. I'm just having fun. I don't love these thoughts. You told me that you gon' move on, but I know you not trying to make me pay.
And you see right there, man, every time when they were together, it was never a problem. It was never a problem when they put the baby on camera. But as soon as DDG was done with Halle, she was like, nah, man, you can't have my baby on camera. You out here with these thoughts. You out here with Kaisa Nat doing these videos. You out here with cooking with Kaya. You doing all this extra stuff. You doing all this girl content, and I ain't with it.
And she's in movies with dudes. He's not tripping.
That's her job.
That's what his job's YouTube.
I mean,
that's what he's saying. It's content.
That's what they. Oh, really? It's really. I'm just.
So tell him. Sometimes when they're hanging out with shawties, it's for content. It's not because he wants to.
It's for content. It's
because the job requires it.
Oh, really? So you on that whole little meat type stuff? You know, this is my cousin. I can't put the groceries.
Can't help my cousin with the groceries.
You disrespectful. Nah,
you can't be there for your family, man.
Nah, you disrespectful. But I mean, I was feeling just like you was at first when I first heard this. But I talked to a couple of people that were parents, and they was like, "Oh, you gonna know it's gonna change when you have a kid. It's gonna be like boundaries. You gotta set boundaries." And that's like one thing I like boiling my bubbles. Like if I'm used to always getting my kid, when I get my kid, if I want to wake up at 10 in the morning or 6 in the morning and want to play with my son or daughter, I should be able to drive the house and play with my son or daughter. But
it don't work like that.
That's whack.
Because they got their own life. You gotta, like, if they're in different households, like you gotta coordinate. You can't just be popping up.
You ain't doing nothing no way.
Nah, you know how that goes. I mean, that's why they have rules, and that's why you gotta watch like who you have a kid with. Because you have a kid with the wrong person, and you know that they're a hateful, spiteful person, they're gonna do nothing but make it they're
gonna start taking your kid away every time you do something that they don't like you doing.
I mean, we've literally seen, like, we personally know people where it's like, you know, it's so messed up where they can't even do the kid exchange. Like they have to have like a parent or grandparent exchange the kids because like the parents can't see each other. That's how much beef there is.
That's true.
So I mean, and that's just regular people. So I couldn't imagine when both parents are celebrities.
True, and I mean, a lot of people are saying like, why don't DDG just go to the court? Like, go to court, get it done. Go to court. That way you get the visitation. I mean, that's what they're saying. They ain't gonna side with him. You see what they doing to Tory Lanez, man? We're gonna talk about that topic later on
because he's
today.
Canadian.
True, but I mean, like,
Canadians are easy targets.
He's from Detroit, Michigan, Pontiac, but
also explains a lot.
But I mean, like, you know, they're saying like, oh yeah, you know how like Tory Lanez took that L, and like if you go to court, you ain't going against no regular Joe Small lawyers. This ain't no public defenders. These is Disney Channel lawyers, and
she got that Disney money. You're not gonna overcome that.
I mean, he makes more money than her, but when Disney
does he though?
Yeah, net worth wise.
Did she not make more money with Little Mermaid than he made in his whole career?
No, not network. We look at.
I mean, did she not get like royalties
not enough.
off the merch?
Not enough to cover all that.
I don't know, man.
Look it
if
up.
you're like the number one character in a Disney movie and they're making, you know, like dolls and Barbies and all kinds of stuff for all the kids, and then you get royalties off the movie, you should be making bank. And I think that'd be way more than whatever Moonwalking Through Calabasas is bringing. I mean, way more than whatever Blueface features paying.
True. I mean, they said her net worth is $3 million.
What?
Yeah, that's.
I thought she would at least.
And DDG's 8.
I thought she would be at least 20.
No, fool. That's Disney money. That's they money. They just using you. They just needed a blackface. DEI, man. DEI. It's the only reason why that Little Mermaid movie happened.
I only know DIY.
Do it yourself.
Yeah.
Or you don't do nothing yourself. Nah, but I mean that's the only reason why they hired her, because of that. She ain't getting no money. Like I said, she got that much. He got his net worth is $8 million. So he's worth two.
That's
three
all from
times.
thought videos. Those 1 vs 20s.
It don't matter. When he was paying the bills, when y'all was together, you ain't had no problem. When he had the camera all in everybody's face. You could have been sick. The baby could have been sick. Now you like, oh, I got RSV. All this stuff. Like DDG.
What is that?
Like it's a respiratory virus, and like it's contagious. But I mean, like it don't matter. Like DDG said, he don't mind catching the cold and everything like that.
Oh, DDG has it?
No, the kid has it. The kid and Haley, when Haley was doing the video like this,
yeah,
she was basically sick. And then she was like, yeah, DDG want to put the camera. Everybody's like, oh, yeah, DDG want to take the sick baby and put the camera in his face. And, like, he like, nah, I don't want to do that. Like, I just want to go downstairs, hold my baby, whatever. Because, like, I don't care if I get sick. Because if we was together, if I wasn't sick and y'all two was sick, I would have got sick by default.
Yeah.
No, but I
mean, that's the thing. If they're feuding, if they're not seeing eye to eye, that's what she's gonna paint it.
That's why
he's just saying that he wants to spend time with his child, where she's gonna paint it. He's gonna try to be a YouTube star. I'm not trying to have all these cameras in my face. My son has a medical condition. We don't need all these random people being around him and getting him sick. It's just a bad environment with his dad. Even though it seems like he's trying to actually go to her place and even spend time with him downstairs while she's
trying
upstairs.
every way possible.
You know, any way possible. So. It just seems a little unfair how she's treating him. But that's why I say, man, you got to watch who you have a kid with, because, you know, you get a vengeful woman.
True.
I mean, even if you're not married to a woman or don't have a kid with a woman, some women could be real mean and real vengeful. I could imagine if you have a kid with a woman and it don't work and she, like, wants to hold that against you or not let you see your child, that, oof. I mean, I'm glad I dodged the bullet.
I mean, hey.
You have a kid with
her. What, you gonna leave me hanging?
Yes.
That's messed up.
No love.
That's messed up, man. Nah, but I mean, you made me figure it out. And it's messed up. You can't get it out.
I'm too emotionally scarred. It took me back to a place I didn't want to go. DDG's trauma made me relive my own trauma.
I mean, yeah, it definitely.
And I didn't want to go back.
It definitely makes people relive their trauma. But I mean, it is definitely messed up. You may mess up if I forgot for real. Yeah, but it is definitely messed up. But I mean, it does make sense. Like you got boundaries. Like I mean, I understand you used to being able to pop up and come as you please, do as you want. But you gotta put in the boundaries, even though you hate it. Oh yeah, that's what I'm finna say. Oh yeah. So even though he's sick and he was like, oh yeah, I can get the baby, I take him downstairs. People are like, oh yeah, that's not what you're supposed to say. What you're supposed to say is, oh, let me bring you something. Like, I'm going to take care of both of y'all.
Nah.
That's what they say you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take care of them, her and the kid. So that way, it's like, she's like, oh, she going to let you do that.
She wants to get buttered up so you can see his child. That's disrespect.
That's what
She's like, oh, he got to bring a Prada bag to go see his son. Oh, I happened to see this and it was in your size. And like, it's a purse.
Okay, you can see your son. Like, oh, all right. No. What if I get this? He's like, it don't matter.
That's a tax. See your son tax? No, that ain't cool.
I mean, that's how it is. You got to bring her some honey, some tea, some Starbucks. It's only $2.
You know what Instagram stories that I shamefully like?
What?
The ones where it talks about people where they're split up or have a kid with someone, and it's like when you bring your kid a Happy Meal but not the other kids. and it shows and it shows like the dad with the son like doing a little dance and then like dabbing or
Yeah.
dabbing, and then you could hear the other kids crying in the background.
I didn't talk about that. I know exactly what you're talking about. Those videos are
When you
hilarious.
only bring your kid
You
the Happy
are a
Meal.
horrible future father.
I'm glad that I never had a kid randomly, because like I would definitely be like the other kids ain't my kids.
True.
only my kid gets a Happy Meal.
But on a serious tip, it's kind of messed up how the only way that you can win this whole system with the whole like bitter baby mama or baby mama situation
Is to go back to her.
No, it's either go back to her, take that, or go to put yourself on child support. Like it's the only way, because
I mean, yeah, if you want it regulated where you're not gonna get
effed over.
S end of the stick, you got to go through the court system. You got to get it outlined, what you can do, what's exactly your time, what's your expected time. And then, they even have it where you like have a thing set up with a caseworker.
Yeah.
Like, they can really outline the whole thing depending on how toxic the relationship is. Like, I've even seen like where they will only allow them to talk to each other through an app. So literally every conversation is documented. So if one person goes off the rails, they literally have, the sheet of all their language and everything that they said. So, it forces people to be respectful and, really think about what they're saying. So it's crazy how involved sometimes the government gets with families.
And it just sucks how like, when you talk to a girl and you like, oh yeah, you talk about it, like you talk about a prenup or anything.
Oh my God.
You talk about a prenup or anything, and like, oh, why you already thinking about the negative? Why you thinking about the negative? But it's like, did you hear the Eddie Curry story?
I was thinking about another meme.
All right.
And it's like when you're hanging out with the single mom and the little man's looking at you and then just like turn him over. He's like, what are you doing to my mom?
Disrespectful. Nah, but did you hear the Eddie Curry story about the child support situation?
Well, no, I don't
About
remember.
how Eddie Curry had a kid with this lady, and then he took care of the kid. He gave her money. Gave her money. Did all the stuff for her. And then like once the kid like turned 18 years old, the mom went to the courts and went for child support. And then the judge made him pay all that in back 17, 18 years in back taxes.
That's cold-blooded, man.
And they said it was all. And he was like, he showed proof that he did all the stuff for her. Like, I paid all this money for the kid. I did this for the kid. This for the kid. I had pictures. And he was like, oh, it's
That's
written
why
up
it's
as a
better to
gift.
put yourself on child support so you're not out here looking
Stupid. But it's like the whole prenup thing. Like when you do ask for a prenup, now we ask for a prenup. I talk about divorces early with the girl. They be like, oh, why you thinking about the negative and all this stuff? It's like, but you got
I'm
to.
protecting myself. You almost like when you get to a certain level of fame, you're like, I'm almost like an enterprise myself. I'm like a company and I got to protect my assets. So I'm not going to sign myself to a contract where literally at the whim at any time, if you just decide on a random Tuesday that you don't want to hang out with me anymore, you get half of everything I worked for in my life. Nah, we're not doing that.
Well, like,
especially if I own companies or have all kinds of, business ventures with my name on it. No, 100% we're not doing that. And it's like, you know what you're doing. So you're not going to jump on this gravy train and then jump off with half the coins. You're either going to jump on, and if you leave with what you came with.
And then you know how it is with like
I understand why that's so hard.
And I watch a lot of like YouTube cases where they do like child support cases and all that stuff, and like it always turns like it's real hard for the man to prove that he should either lower his child support amount that he has to pay, or at least win child support, because you got to show that the mom is a dirtbag. The mom has to be so low in order for you to get your kid and be a solo.
Oh yeah. I mean, they always go with the mom.
You gotta show like you're an unfair parent, but then like
a Disney princess is not going down as an unfair parent.
Exactly. And then on top of that, like, you know how, and like the way the world is set up, and the way like the patriarchy, however you want to say it, is set up. Like, if you the dude, you supposed to be like the person taking care of everything. You paying for the rent, you paying the bills and all that stuff. So you got to work more hours. You the whole 40, like you working 40 hours, you working more than that. So if you working more than 40 hours and then she takes you to like the child support court, the first thing she's gonna say is, well, how can you take care of the kid? He's always working. But it's like, no, duh, I'm always working. I'm working because
I
gotta
have to pay
take
child support.
I gotta pay. No, I'm working because like just before you on child support, I'm working to take care of the bills. I'm working because
Yeah.
you want to be a stay at home mom because you ain't wanna work. You wanna be home and take care of the kid or do something like that. So I gotta work extra hours, but then they use that against you. And then like now you're looking like like the judge will
I
be like,
mean,
well, how
yeah.
can
I
you
mean,
do it?
it's crazy because it's like, if you're not providing enough, they're gonna drop you. Or if you're going like to be overly provider, but you're working crazy hours, it's like you chose your career over me and you abandoned the family. So you literally gotta find that
You see what they did with Jello?
that happy medium. Who
Remember
did with J
with
Lo?
Jello Ball?
Leangelo?
D'Angelo Ball and Miss Nikki baby. How
Yeah.
she's
What
like,
about it?
how she was like, oh yeah, you left the family and all that. You left me and like she's like, you left me, abandoned me in the family as soon as you got your record deal.
Yeah. Well, he did. Can't even defend my dog on that one. I wish I could, but he 100% did that. Did that at 4K. He's hanging out with Glorilla next week.
Hey, they say he 3 for 3. You believe it?
3 for 3.
His tracks.
What, are they counting the remixes too?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess. The remix was good. Lil Wayne did a little overboard, but it was all right. I still like the original better, the Tweaker original, than the remix. But what's the song with Glorilla called? Please? Or
Yeah, can you please? Something
Can You
like that.
Please?
Shit,
Yeah,
that
it's
from-
decent.
Exactly. But y'all comment
Kinda
down
made it a little weird at
comment
one
down
part.
below how y'all feel about this whole DDG and Haley situation. Do you feel like he just has to get used to boundaries? I mean, like, even though it hurts, it sucks. Like,
You just got to get used to taking L's, dog. You're not going to win against the Disney princess. Just take that L. Put yourself on child support if you want everything documented so you can't, be set up for failure down the road. And, get it, like, all through the law.
wait, before we move on, quick question. If the judge sets my child support at whatever amount it is, 200, 400, 1,000, 1,000 a band, right? Let's say your child support like $800 a month. You pay $800 a month. You pay the child support, but the kid needs something extra. Are you paying extra? Are you going? Are you only gonna pay that 800? Like I paid my 800. Like I was supposed to. They said the court said pay 800.
Well, I mean, I think
Anything
if
else is over.
him being a celebrity, that they're gonna put a good percentage. They're gonna look at his income and see like what percentage of income do they normally ask for the father to kind of fork over to support. So I think that he'll be given a regular amount, and I think if it's ruled that, then you just pay that. Now, if it's anything you want to do on your own, like the kid's schooling's coming up and we're gonna have him in private school, I'm just gonna pay that. He might do that, or certain things like that.
It's looked at as a gift. It doesn't do anything. Like,
yeah, it's just doing it because he wants to do it for his child. But
if you don't do it, should you be looked down upon?
if you literally just pay, I mean, yeah,
You should, for real. So
yeah, because as
I
far
know,
as I look at it,
the
it's
government said what the government said. The
if
government,
you gotta pay, whatever it is, if it's $200 or $800 a month, whatever you gotta pay. If it's like your child's birthday month, you think you're gonna get them gift, or you're gonna be like, oh, I paid my child support this month. The mom needs to handle the
you
gift.
should have an $800 gift.
See, this is why this guy's banned from fatherhood. This is why they held him down and snipped him. They knew what type of father he was gonna be. They said, no,
I'm
not
just
today.
saying.
You're not gonna pass on
Emotional damage.
to the community. We gotta break these chains.
Why do I feel like this whole little stream deck board is for me? It's responsible for all the things that I say.
'Cause it is. No, I don't have a good one right now.
Horrible, but yeah, like I said before, comment down below how you feel about this whole situation. And answer my question too. If the judge sets the child support at $700, you pay your $700 at that month, whenever it is, and the kid needs extra for something else, football practice, football equipment, school,
Yep.
whatever. Are you paying?
You better. I tell you what. You better do it before the dad that steps up does it,
What
and
that
he
supposed to
becomes the
mean?
new hero, the new man in the life.
I-
Because watch. You over here paying your 500, 800, and then they're like, oh, he needs money. He's trying to play Pop Warner, and he needs $1,000 to be on the football team. And he's like, nah, I already paid that. But then watch, the dad that stepped up comes in and pays it, and now he's got a new favorite dad. It's not even his real dad. It's the stepdad. You gotta watch you. Leave yourself open.
That's
Leave
why-
yourself open to get replaced.
That's why I'm start dating white girls. White girls don't disrespect you like that. Shout out to my snow
Everyone
bunnies.
flamed him down in the
Shout out
comment
to my snow
section. Everyone,
bunnies. What?
all of our viewers just
Man, I fell down to my knees when the law came.
they just fell down to their knees.
I can't shout out my snow bunnies.
No,
Disrespectful.
we ain't skiing no slopes over here.
Man, moving on to the next topic, man. Talking about skiing.
Oh, my co-host's favorite subject. So much his favorite subject. We gave him his own soundbite.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
yes, sir.
Speaking of ain't no party like a Diddy party, Odell Beckham Jr. and Druski have been named as defendants in Ashley Parham's amended lawsuit against Diddy, where both of them face accusations of nastiness in the Diddy case. Let me see.
No, I mean, okay.
Same thing.
Before we talk about what Druski
They
and
refute the claims.
Odell refuting the claims,
Refuted.
I just want to talk about how, like, it's the whole believe all women, Me Too movement and everything going on. Now, like this right here, listening to this lawsuit, reading this lawsuit, this whole thing sounds like just BS. Like it don't make no sense. I'm just saying, co-host, like if you listen to the story and hear everything that's going on, the way that it starts off is that, like, Ash, what's the lady name here? Ashley is with Shane. I'm gonna see how I'm gonna break the whole story down.
Ashley
I'm gonna break
Parham's.
I'm gonna break the whole story down. It's gonna be
Okay.
quick, man.
Break it down.
Ashley's chilling with with this restaurant owner who allegedly knows Diddy. He tried to pop off, pop his ish. You know how dudes try to do, try to be like, oh yeah, I know,
that's my
I know,
homie.
and that's my homie. I know
I know
people.
everyone.
Yeah, exactly. I know everybody. So he FaceTime Diddy. He talking to Diddy and everything on the phone. He thinking it's a flex, and the girl like, I don't care about that, man. He killed Tupac. And then she said that out loud, and
Did she say it like that?
I hope she don't sound like that. She got a little deep voice. You gotta check that out on Apple. But nah, she was like, no, man, he killed Tupac, so I ain't really impressed about
Oh,
that.
still ain't recovered from his trip to Thailand.
Hard, but it's crazy. But and then he was like, whatever. So did he hear that? Like she's saying, oh yeah, I don't care about that. He felt like that was disrespectful. So then that's when Shane, the dude at the restaurant, starts chilling with Ashley a little bit longer. They hang out. The next thing you know, he's driving around with her in the car. He goes to his apartment complex. He's like, oh, I got cancer. I need you to help me with my pen. Her little dumb self says, of course, I'm gonna help you. So she goes to the man's apartment, a dude that she barely knows, goes in his apartment, and then like next thing you know, Diddy comes in the apartment complex. Druski comes in, Odell comes in, Diddy starts messing with her. The next thing you know,
Turn into a slip and slide.
Then Druski takes his shirt off. He pours lube on her. He bounces on her.
Sound like you
Turns
got
into
a
a super
first
slide.
person account.
I mean, hey, allegedly.
Oh, someone said that I should change the podcast name to Allegedly. I liked it.
That's fire.
The Allegedly podcast.
That would be fire. So so Druski poured the lube on the girl, on Ashley. Ashley laying on the bed, covered in lube. Druski belly flop on her, knocked the wind out of her, and Diddy like, oh yeah.
She got belly flopped on by Shamu.
And yep, by Shamu, and Diddy over there looking in the corner like, oh yeah, take that. Diddy over there liking that type of stuff, And why you?
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so
Yeah, I'm telling you,
Yeah,
man.
that's what's up.
That's what Diddy over there
Yeah.
saying. He over there
Yes, sir.
clapping. He over there liking what he
Yeah.
see. But through this
It's a crazy
peripheral,
soundbite.
he forgot he got Odell Beckham there. Odell Beckham taking off his shirt. He got that NFL body. And that really turned Diddy on. That's from allegedly.
That says it in my co-host's notes.
Allegedly.
He got that NFL body, like with 5 exclamation
I'm
points,
just
so
saying.
you know.
I'm just saying
Disturbing.
they say he 5'8", but he packing. That's what Diddy said.
Again, you sound like you were firsthand at this party.
I'm just saying. I'm just painting the story so y'all know what's going on.
Oh, you were getting painted on, all right.
Hey, yo, calm down. So let me finish. So after,
That's what he
Odell
said.
take his stuff off, that's when Druski got finished. They ain't say how long Druski took. They ain't say if it was like a 2-minute man, 1-minute man, 5-minute man, 2-pump man. They ain't say that. All they say, he belly flopped on her, lost the air. Odell and Shane, they choo power driver, double teamer. Like, you know, it was crazy. Diddy over there watching that too. So from the girl's story, she says once they got done with what they was doing, they went outside, you know, to talk, to have fun, to have a party. And once she regained consciousness, put on her clothes, wiped everything down, that's when she grabbed the knife. Exactly, you got that. It got violent, man. It got violent. She grabbed the knife. She went outside to where everybody was because it's the only way to escape. So when she was trying to escape, that's when she ran into like a security guard that was like, "I'm an undercover cop." He said, he told us I was an undercover cop. I'm gonna get you to safety. That's when also she seen a next door neighbor that basically viewed the party, seen everything going down. So she felt safe. So she ended up running to the neighbor's house. The neighbor ended up calling the police. But then she later ended up finding out that like the police ended up coming to the house and the neighbors working with the police and working with Diddy. It was just a mess. The story is a mess. So after all this happens, you know, you would think the girl would call her daddy, call her mama, call 1-800-TIPS, call T.I., snitch himself, call somebody. Help me, Howard. She ain't called nobody. What she did was she went back to Shane's house and took a nap.
She had to rest. She got belly flopped on by Druski. I probably broke a rib.
At Shane's house.
Yeah.
So you go back to Shane's house?
I don't know. This sounds like an eventful night.
I mean, hey.
We listened to the whole description of it where they were talking about where she had the whole knife and made it a whole situation.
She stabbed Diddy in the abdomen.
And then she said that she spared Diddy's life, that she was gonna put Diddy out of his misery, but he was screaming and begging for his life. That
she felt like it was good enough.
She realized that, you know, she wasn't built for that, and she's like, "I'm gonna let you live, Diddy." I'm like, what? This ain't some like hood unsolved mysteries case. I don't know what it is.
It's horrible.
It's ridiculous.
Like the whole story didn't make sense. But once again, it is believe all women. Here at allegedly, I mean, test in the crib, whatever you want to call it.
I know it's hard to, but that's why I always try to believe my co-hosts. Got to believe all women. Women's History Month. We are here for you. But you can see Druski and Odell's response here. Druski was saying that he basically wasn't even famous at the time. He wasn't even a public figure in 2018. And he said he was living at home and broke. And so he wasn't at Diddy parties at that time in his life, even though that he could be. He's at the all-white parties now. So I don't know, you better watch Druski. And frequent party attender Odell Beckham Jr. said, "Boy, I'll tell you what, this world makes absolutely no sense. I'm covered by God. He will prevail. I know who I am. I know who you are. Keep your head. That name will be cleared. Shit's stupid."
So is that...
He said, shit's stupid.
Wait, hold on. So is he guilty or innocent? Because Druski said he innocent.
I'm innocent.
Odell Beckham gave me a whole riddle.
Glove don't fit. You must have quit.
So you O.J. Simpson now?
Yeah.
I can't stand y'all, man. I mean, I guess it is what it is. But I mean, this case is crazy. The same person that's suing Diddy is also helping suing Druski and Odell. Now, the crazy part about this, like, even though this story sounds crazy, somebody can literally write a story about how you kidnapped them, how you did all the stuff to him, and you go back, I was at my mom's house at this time, and it doesn't matter. Like, the image is already painted. People are gonna think you're an
Stories
abuser.
already ran.
Stories already ran. I mean, and once this all gets resolved, ain't nobody finna report this. Like, it's tons of times where like we get like a juicy story, and then like 2 weeks later we found out like the case gets resolved, or like the person like it never happened.
Settles out of court, or they withdraw their statement. So
right.
You never know with this stuff.
Then, like,
even Jay-Z was involved in a bunch in like a big lawsuit with this. I personally, alleged, not alleged, I don't care. I think he did it because Jay-Z just seems like a jerk of a person. But he
likes Ja Rule.
No.
What kind of woman, not my baby?
It's fun to sing like him, but no. But Jay-Z allegedly got out of the case and then now is trying to sue the person that was put his name on the case.
And that's the person that's suing him. So it's like the same person, and Diddy suing him too. And
who do we got to sacrifice to get a Spotify deal? I mean, if we got to sacrifice
_Doechii. Doechii.
I'm telling him that. Shout out our boy Real Good _ Doechii. He joins us on our normal NFL show. That's during the NFL season. So yeah, we'll definitely have to let him know about Odell because he's also a lifetime Giant fan. So he was a big Odell supporter, just like my co-host was a lifetime Diddy supporter.
Like I told you before, man,
Take that.
the Diddy album was the first album that I ever bought for myself on my own with my own money. I would support Diddy. He is innocent.
You're still
Listen,
bad boy for life.
Exactly. Don't matter if I write rhymes, I write checks, like Diddy said. But hey, man, comment down below how you feel about this whole situation. Do you feel like Druski innocent? This is all BS.
I think Druski innocent. We gotta double check Odell because Odell was definitely famous by that time.
Exactly.
Druski might have not been there, but Odell definitely was at that prime.
They said Diddy like some nasty stuff. Did you hear about Selena Powell and Slim Danger? I think Slim Danger was messing with Odell, and she was like,
Slim Danger's messed with half the world. It's dangerous.
Nasty. But moving on to the next topic here. Man, this is just downright disrespectful.
My co-host is Crush of the Week. Doechii reveals what her red flags are on what is this, First We Feast. She says people drop their opinions on Doechii, saying her biggest dating red flag is a straight man. And here's a comment that said, if Doechii thinks dating a straight man is a red flag, then that's her prerogative. It's her dating preferences. We got to stop being mad and not being an option for everybody. It's a non-issue, honestly. I mean, some people are saying it's a non-issue because if you didn't know, Doechii's I think she labels herself as bisexual, right?
Yeah.
And so she does like men and women, but the men that she does like, she likes the more of the bisexual men rather than the regular straight men. So that is a little bit of an odd preference, but to each their own. I don't think it really matters. I think it's weird that even comes up in an interview, or I don't know if they just said biggest red flag, so it is kind of weird that was her answer.
I mean, we got
it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, but we got a video clip and we're gonna break it down and argue about this one.
Okay, what's my biggest dating red flag?
Is it being on the DL?
You're on the right track. I have my answer.
Is it close enough?
You want to guess one more time? What would be a red flag for me?
Bad music taste?
Oh, that is a good one.
Because that's one for me.
That is a good one.
Like,
but that's
what
not
do you
what
mean
I
you don't listen to Michael Jackson? But okay.
Okay. This is a huge red flag for me.
All right. You know what's so crazy? I was going to say men.
I mean, strike one. You're a man.
Yeah.
And you're heterosexual.
Yeah.
Okay. What's my biggest dating red flag?
Is it being on the DL?
You're on the right track.
like, this is just disgusting. It's disturbing. Like, I mean, I guess in 2025, it's just horrible to be a straight man. And I mean, like, with this, and they're just pushing this on everybody, it's just sick. Because with Doechii, she's a new, if you don't know who Doechii is, she's a new up and coming rapper. She's signed with TDE, which is basically which used
Kendrick's
to be
old label.
Kendrick's old label. So it's Kendrick, her, and SZA. They're signed to the label. I mean, she's an amazing rapper. She's from Florida. So, you know, I rep Florida to the fullest. So,
But I'm going to diss it right now.
So I'm going to diss her right now. But, you know, I rep Florida to the fullest. So with this whole situation, I just feel like, I mean, everybody's already feels like she's a plant. Because she came out of nowhere. Her last album, it wasn't even an album, it was a mixtape. Because she's about to drop her debut album now. So that thing that's so
Oh, that was like an EP?
No, it was a mixtape. It was
the EP is a mixtape.
Yeah, The Alligator Bite Never Heals. Even though it was an amazing mixtape, that basically right there won her a Grammy. Right now, she's about to win the what's it called?
I hate how people do that now. We're like, oh, I'm gonna put out a project, but I'm not confident in it, so I'm gonna make it a little bit shorter, and it's either gonna be an EP or a mixtape. And to me, really, EP and mixtapes are the same things. They're just people being too afraid to put the label album on their project.
pretty much.
That's literally what it is, because it's all on streaming platforms. It's not like back in the day when people would actually say, "Oh, I'm putting out a mixtape," and you couldn't buy the CD in stores. It was only on like Live Mixtapes or Dat Piff or like those type websites.
Exactly. And I mean, so yeah, and she already won a Grammy. So she won a Grammy. Now she's about to win the Women of the Year award. She's about to be put on the magazine cover of this year, and that's about to be around the 29th of this month, March. And then also, so they have that going on. They push her on the Grammys. They push her on this Women of the Year award. She just started making music. Music only sold 15K. So how
Well,
you a
and
Woman of the Year?
And she's already getting features with people like Jenny from Blackpink, who's an international star. She was on
Exactly.
Jenny's album, and it's like, how are you getting these like major features and plugs when you haven't really sold anything? But she is a Grammy. What she won, right?
Yeah, she won
Grammy
She
award-winning
rap.
artist.
She won Rap Album of the Year, and I mean, like I said before, she's good. She can rap.
New artist or just overall?
No,
artist?
Rap Album of the Year.
Dang.
She won Rap Album of the Year. I mean, and she's a great artist. I have to say that
She could rap for real.
she can rap for real. And I mean, this award that she's about to win. I mean, this cover that she's about to be on, the Woman of the Year award. I mean, this doesn't happen just to everybody. I mean, like she won the Rising Star Award back in 2023, and only people that won both was like Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande. And now she's gonna be the second artist to ever win be on the Women's of the Year and be a rapper, and the last one was Cardi B. So you see how they pushing her and everything like that. They pushing her in that way, but now she's doing this Hot Ones thing. And imagine if you got a kid that like Doechii, because Doechii got these good TikTok songs, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, my red flag is heterosexual male," and you got a son. So she at the dinner table, she's talking about like, "Oh, you're a red flag. You're a red flag. You straight. You're a straight man." Now you got your son thinking about, should I talk to dudes now, because I mean, I don't want to be a red flag. And that's the type of image that I don't want my
I
kids
mean,
to
not
think about.
everyone's trying to be a badass parent as Dwayne Wade was.
I mean, hey, it's out there, but it's out there. You see these people out, these parents that have no control of their kids. These kids is running over these parents. They run the house. As soon as the parents say anything, it's CPS case. So they really can't do anything. They or like the kids are going online and you getting shamed online because you're not letting your kid like express themselves like in a certain way, which like it just doesn't make sense. Like and me, like with me, like I don't want my kid to be exposed with this. Like when I watch Star Wars, I don't want to have to worry about that other stuff in my Star Wars. Put that other stuff with that other stuff. That's
Yeah. No, I get what you mean. Like, you don't want like forced narratives where they're injecting it everywhere. Like, if you want to have like your own show, do that, and then if people that are into that can tune into that. But I don't know. I mean, she's been out there since the beginning, right? That she was bisexual.
I mean, like, this really shouldn't have come as this really shouldn't have come as a surprise, because she's been on the Breakfast Club talking about how she's bisexual, and when she said it, it made sense. Like she was like, "Well, if I'm bisexual, like me not talking to another bisexual man, like that I'd be a hypocrite." So I mean, I understand where that's coming from, but
that's different, home skillet.
That's different than you saying like being a heterosexual man is a red flag.
Girls kiss girls at parties all the time. I've never been at the party with the bros and two bros kiss and be like, "Oh, that's nothing. That's just a party." That would be wild.
That's what they're trying to turn this into. Like, I understand how it's. I understand. I see how this is going. Like, this is just crazy. Like, I see how it first started off as one way. Then the next thing you know, we had these people wearing man purses. Then you had Young Thug wearing a dress. Then you got Jaden Smith out here, Jaden Smith and like Pharrell, basically wearing like women's clothes and all this stuff. When rocking that, ain't nobody saying anything about that. Like they like, oh, let the kids be a kid. And now we got this situation. Like, eventually we gotta stop this, because like we see like it's more and more and more and more and more. It keeps getting worse, and I mean, it keeps getting like worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And like you see, like how the businesses are doing it. They put it in your cartoons.
Well, a lot of the businesses now that since the the new press, they've actually dropped a lot of their efforts, and that was actually a big issue. I mean, I worked for a major company, and that was an issue that they would support kind of people from all walks of life. And then people, it would be like, they have like their own comment section for employees. and some of the employees would be going off. It's like, why are you supporting anything? Like, our job here is to work. You're like, why are you picking any side? So some people are like, don't pick sides and stuff. So I don't know. It's just like an argument. But I kind of see where where you're coming from.
Exactly. And like, think about it like this. Like, what if they ask me or ask somebody else, like a straight person, like, oh yeah, what's your biggest red flags? You can say anything in the world, bad hygiene, somebody that's rude to other people. No, you say somebody, oh, my red flag is somebody that's bisexual. Like, you ain't got to say that. You could have picked anything else in the world to say, but you chose to say something that's like, that you know it's going to be controversial.
Well, then that's the thing too, is like, why is that even the topic of discussion? Like, why did she take the conversation there? Like, I don't know what, like, do we really need, does it really matter what any artist, any artist's preferences, whether they're gay, straight, or indifferent? Like, it doesn't really matter. Why aren't we just talking about the music? But when you do become a person of, like a celebrity, a public figure, people will really want to know about all aspects of your life. Unfortunately, that's kind of the day and age we live in. You can, but a lot of people like to be more open with their fans and be like, well, if I'm a part of this community, I'm going to let it be known so I can give a shining light to the community.
But okay, so when she gets a boyfriend, I mean, she's bi, so I mean, whatever. But let's say hypothetically, if she ends up getting a boyfriend, what's she gonna think the boyfriend is?
He's gonna surf both seas.
Exactly. What if he don't? It's gonna bother him, right? So what if you see a girl?
No, but you know what's funny though is I could see her totally being like this, and being all about this, and then her getting like pregnant by like an actual straight dude, like a street rapper or something.
And then it's gonna be like, wow, why'd you say this? You must everybody.
You got pregnant by Partisan Fontaine. What was all this talk?
Exactly. He ain't nowhere close to that way, and it still don't make no.
And then she's like, you don't need to know the real party.
Hey, yo. Then you gonna lose all his views. But y'all comment down below how y'all feel about this whole situation. Do you feel like you just
don't listen to this hater over here? Or forgive my co-host one day. We know you can rap.
Like I said, she can rap. She makes good music. She has a lot of great songs, a lot of great videos. The Anxiety song's good. The song she had with Kodak Black is fire.
I honestly don't care at the end of the day. As long as you leave Star Wars and Dragon Ball Z alone, then you don't have to worry about nothing.
I mean, hey, like my co-host said, as long as you leave that alone, you don't got to worry about it. But comment down below, do you feel the same? Do you feel the same way as my co-host, or how do you feel overall in general? But moving on to this next topic here, man, we got my girl.
Oh, speaking of another bad parent, we got from one bad situation to the next. Gabrielle Union says she still struggles with her feeling secure in her wealth, reveals her bills are split 50-50 in her household, and now she has an updated opinion of letting go of the 50-50. She talked about working so hard and paying half of the bills and always having, when you're famous, a lot of times you have a large part of your family. Unfortunately, it always happens that depend on you when you become famous. So she was like, man, with helping out all my family and contributing half to the bills, like, I'm like dying over here. I can't even take 6 months off. I got to always jump from project to project. And then she finally came to the realization after talking with Dwayne Wade that I am freaking tired. Can you please just pay the mortgage, the whole mortgage, so I can keep that part? And he's like, I thought you just were doing that for your dignity. She's like, I was, but I don't have it anymore.
It was crazy. We got a video right here. We're going to play the video of what Gabrielle Union said in the past and what she's saying right now. Then we're going to let you know our 2 cents on the real reason why she's saying this.
I struggle with that still, just because I think I just have more responsibilities, for my money. So I get nervous, like, oh God, that movie didn't open, well, what does that mean? Am I going to have enough to hold everybody up? And everyone's like, it's coming, like, calm down. And I'm trying to find peace in the journey, not using my anxiety and scarcity mindset to be my engine, which is hard. It's weird to say I'm head of household because in this household, we split everything 50-50. But in the other households that each of us have to support, it puts there's always this like gorilla on your back that is like, you better work, you better work. You gonna sleep in? you know, somebody might not eat. Famously said 50-50 or bust, right? And I meant that financially, spiritually, emotionally. And there's just a lot of days that I have 10% and I need him to be 90. There's days I don't have and I need him to be 100. It's a trauma response. And 50-50 is I'm not going to be vulnerable enough to trust you with 100% of anything, not my heart, not my cash. And when I started to really address that, and I was like, do you want to pay whole mortgage? I thought I was about to die. I had such anxiety. Like I was crying, I was shaking. And he was like, you insisted on that. He's like, I thought it made you feel better. I'm like, it did. And right now I want to take it back. Now it sounds crazy to be like, you, Mr. NBA superstar who made a bazillion more amount of money than I do, can pay the mortgage, because I hate the feeling of releasing that to someone. And you release that to someone, chaos can happen. And it's brought us closer because he knows it's not about whether he can afford it. It's being vulnerable enough to be open enough to know that I'm okay. I'm okay as his wife. He's okay as my husband. I'm okay in this family. I'm okay in this home. I deserve it. And so I'm trying to expand my heart, expand all of the notions of what vulnerability can look like.
As you heal, as you evolve, as you lean more into vulnerability, you can also change how you feel about something, and it's okay. Sometimes when we build those walls up for safety or to keep what we think is harm out, we can also keep love out too.
Exactly. So I mean, with hearing this situation,
I think it was a relationship power play, man.
Uh-huh.
I mean, like with her paying the bills, like you see in that first interview, she was like, I'm a head of household as well, because she was paying half of the bills.
Yeah.
So she wanted to be able to be like, no matter any decision, she could say, well, I pay half the bills, so I get an equal say. And I feel like she felt like if she wasn't doing that, she wouldn't get equal say and just have to be submissive. And she didn't want to do that. She wanted to be stubborn. But
I honestly feel like a lot of women work just so they can pay the bills, so just so they can have enough money to contribute to the bills, so they can say this. Because, and I feel like a lot of this is trauma response. Because a lot of people, not even women, a lot of people don't want to work. Like, I don't know anybody that if you were born, if somebody told you like you have to work for the rest of your life, sign this dotted line here, do you agree to that? Nobody wants to do that. Like, I know so many men that on the drop of a dime, if you told them that I make X amount of money, I will take care of you, I will pay your bills, you don't have to worry about anything, and you get this man an allowance, he will quit his job. Because I mean I don't want to wake up and go to work in the morning. I mean, it's cool. I understand this. I understand there's a purpose, something to do. I can be doing a lot of other things in my time.
oh, co-host, you don't tell me you're cougar hunting again.
Nah,
Trying to find that sugar mama.
I've never been that lucky. I've never been that type of guy to be like I've always had my own. Like I had my own apartment, had my own car, had to did all this stuff on my own. So like me being one of them dudes that's like a moocher, like, oh yeah, let me sleep on your couch, and like I can't see myself doing it. Like I do too much stuff. Like I do a podcast, like, oh yeah, I sleep on your couch, but oh yeah, at this time, like at 2-3 in the morning, like, oh, me and Gavin finna do this podcast, and like you gotta be cool with that. Like I mean, some girls will, but eventually she gonna be like, no, like it's gonna be like the whole Haley situation. Like if I make her bet mad that day, like I probably won't even be able to record. Because her apartment, the name of her name on the lease, my name on the lease.
Yeah, like if you had a girlfriend living with you and she was paying half the rent.
Yeah, no, not she was paying half the rent. Like
or
she was
contributing
paying,
anything to the rent.
No, like the dudes that get lucky, like the dudes that like sleep on.
The dudes that like you see the memes where it's like they're always cheating in their girl's Kia.
Yes,
they're driving and they're always pulling up, and it's like in a car that's not even in their like baby mama's car, or those dudes that like they have like multiple baby mamas and they just live off of them.
Yes.
They're always driving one of their baby mama's cars. It's crazy because it's like you see that here and you see that overseas. Supposedly in Japan, like some dudes got it like that it's so scarce to find men, like good men there. That like some even women will like what's it called, like they'll share a man, like he'll have like 5 relationships and like they all just take care of him. That's the culture we need to adopt in America.
Because you do it.
Yeah,
you could do that.
If I had a famous wife, I would have no problem. Sign me up with an actress wife. I'll be hanging out every day. I'll get really good at editing. I'll do all her Instagram posts. I do not care.
Okay. I see that. But I mean, with this whole with this whole situation, like I never understood the reason why Gabrielle Union said this. Like, Dwayne Wade's net worth right now is $170 million, and her net worth is only 40. So he's making like 20 times more than you. I mean, like I understand, like Gabrielle Union was the ish back in the day with like Bring It On and Bad Boys and doing all these movies and everything. But it's 2025. Like I looked at her new stuff. She doing like new stuff like Riff Raff. She has a movie called Riff Raff that grossed like $1.7 million. They ain't really.
Is it
doing
with
anything.
Riff Raff?
No, it's not.
It's just the name of the movie.
It's the name of the movie. She did Space Cadet. It got a 27 on Rotten Tomato. Is that good? 27%?
Yeah.
On Rotten Tomatoes?
That's great.
For real?
No.
This is for real, God.
The last good movie she was in was Cradle to the Grave with DMX.
That's long as hell.
I know.
And
they probably paid her
they probably paid her
nothing back then.
Exactly. So, I mean, with Gabrielle Union saying...
I just think it's crazy. I think that's it at the end of the day, is that, like you said, like, she was, like, spending money like crazy just so...
I mean, yeah, she's taking, when she was making a lot of money, and she said it then, also back then, like, she was going half on the rent, and she was taking care of family members also, but the movies ain't coming like that like it used to, so she can probably help with the family, but she can't pay half the rent.
And it's funny because it's like she asked Dwayne Wade to take over the mortgage, and she's like, he made 20 times more than I did, and it's like, he did, but he's also not getting any NBA checks anymore.
True.
You know,
but he's still on TV. I mean, ESPN checks.
Oh, he always tried to do those goofy game shows.
That goofy game show
What was that show called? Where they're like the ball and the cube? Mm-hmm. Was it called Cube?
Probably Cube. So, but he's always going to get money. He's always going to get that money. He's always going to get like residual checks from like NBA.
Oh, he still has a shoe deal with
deal money. He gets a lot of checks.
Was it
a lot
the Way
of
of Wade's?
Yeah.
With is it Lanez? I think it's a Chinese basketball.
Exactly.
He has a lifetime deal with them, and that even though he's retired, they're still releasing shoes with his name on it.
Exactly. So, I mean, with this whole 50-50, could you go 50-50 with the girl?
I've never had that opportunity
Really?
to go 50-50. I've never had a girl make as much as me, so
have you
he
ever
could
talked
go
about
50-50. So, like, every girl I've ever dated made less than me, so it's like you always...
But have you talked to... Okay, so every girl that you talk to made less than you, but have they told you about their ex-boyfriend and how they did everything for them and the ex-boyfriend did nothing? Or did they ever paint that picture?
Nah, they don't...
Or that...
I don't... No, I mean...
He was one of those toxic boyfriends? Don't talk about your past?
No, they could talk about the past, but it's just like most girls ain't really talking about that much. Most of the time, they talk about is like if they were like an asshole, if like they were, kind of abusive.
Yeah,
like if they yelled at him or stuff,
mm-hmm.
or
like he didn't work, or he slept on the couch, or all he did was play the game. I paid all the rent. I paid the bills.
I mess with shorties that look good. When you mess with shorties on the bottom of the barrel, they tend to put up with that. But usually the women that I was dating never put up with that, so they were never saying that they were dealing with homeless men. But yeah, no, they wouldn't really bring that up. They would just usually the only thing they bring up is a trauma, or if they would be like, oh, they didn't pay attention, they would like forget my birthday, or every gift was late, or stuff like that. But nothing really, or like, oh, we didn't even like, he didn't really even take me out like that. They would just complain about stuff like that,
like those small things.
Mm-hmm. But usually I'd be like, I don't care about that. Why are you telling me for?
I told you my coast is toxic.
Well, that's the past.
My coast.
We eating shrimp today. What are you talking about?
My coast is toxic.
We eating shrimp and lobster.
Shrimp and lobster every day.
Shut up and be happy. I tell you, you get a girl a seafood boil, she'll be happy that whole day.
Facts.
Especially if you got leftovers and she gets to take it home and then have it for like second meal later. She's gonna be happy the whole day. That is the cheat to have a good day. You do like a little brunch spot.
I see why they like you, Gavin. I see why. You buy them seafood boils every day.
Not every day. Maybe every weekend. No. every other weekend.
That's hard, but y'all comment down below, how do you feel about this whole Gabrielle Union situation? Do you feel like she's only doing this because the money drying up, and but if she was still getting that money, she still will be keeping up with this front of, oh, I'm gonna pay 50-50?
I think it's just a power play. She just didn't want it to be like, I have the same say because I pay the same. And like she's so ego tripped on having the same level of power that she was literally like putting herself in financial ruin, even though her husband made like 4 or 5 times whatever it is.
Doesn't make any sense.
You know, I don't know. That's crazy. I don't
It's
know.
trauma from the past. I mean, it's how it is. I mean, everybody's scared from what happened to them in their past. Like, I mean, you know, people had ex-girlfriends or ex-boyfriends from like kindergarten, first, second grade, and like you like, I'll never trust again. So you just never trust again.
I just think people see like the reality kind of what it is with relationships.
It
Like
can end.
even when I was like growing up in middle school, a lot of the kids I went to with middle school and high school, like their parents weren't together. So it was like already rare at that point. So, you know, it's just there's people are afraid to have like that level of commitment because you don't really see as, you know, people being married for 20, 30, 40, 50 years like you know, seen in the past. It's like the marriage and divorce rates are like the highest that they've ever been.
True.
Like it's like over 50% that most people are gonna get a divorce.
Yeah, you've been
They
in a
get married.
two-parent house. You've been in a two-parent household, so you already know how it is. Like, you know how much BS each person's gonna have to take in order to basically, like, in order to keep the marriage going. Like, they both at times, like, you seen both times where, like, this person, like your mom's side, like she took a whole bunch of BS, and then at one point you say, oh man, that's messed up, but then you seen the tides turn, that your dad took a whole bunch of BS, and then you seen it been.
Yeah, it's a lot of compromise. I feel like to people today, like they don't want to like really have that like teamwork and like working through stuff. They feel like there's so many like TikToks and short videos that say like choose yourself, queen, choose you over anything, and it's like at any initial problem, they just want to break off rather than work through it. And I think that's the difference between people today and people in the past. And I think, you know, cheating has always happened since the dawn of time, but the accessibility of people with social media has just made cheating so crazy. Like older people now, like don't really use social media that like they didn't grow up with it at all.
Mm-hmm.
But especially anybody now, like everyone since that's being born now has had social media like their whole life. Like I didn't even have social media my whole life. Like we had the beginnings of social media where it was only on your home computer when I was in middle school and high school, and it was like smartphones really didn't come out till like the end of high school or right when I went into college. Like I literally went into my first year of college the year that Instagram came out. So like I was the first group of people to go to college with Instagram.
I was the
And,
first
like,
one to go to with Facebook.
I got off of Facebook fast, man. I got off of Facebook already before I even graduated high school. When I started seeing like my like friends, neighbors trying to add me on Facebook, I was like, "There's too many old people on
Yeah,
here."
yeah. By that time, I was already.
I stopped using it at all. I still have my Facebook account, but it's like I haven't posted in like 15 years, 10 years, whatever it is.
Basically how it is. I mean, that's basically how it goes nowadays. But once again, y'all comment down below how you feel about this whole situation. Do you feel like the fact that Gabrielle Union isn't making as much money as she used to make, that's why she's giving up this whole 50-50 thing, or what? But moving on here, man.
She wants to save her coin
for a rainy day.
And
for a rainy day.
No, I mean, I don't know, but she'll be fine. She'll be all right. Moving on to the next topic.
Wait, are you letting your girls save money for are you doing joint bank accounts? Are you doing
No.
You don't believe in joint bank accounts?
I've never had a joint bank account.
Okay.
No.
All right, moving on. Let's go.
You are not having access to my money. Women are spiteful. Women are spiteful. Unless we married, we are not having a joint bank account. That is, fellas, learn that one. Never, ever, ever have a joint bank account. That's what Cash App is for. She needs some money, hit her on the Cash App. Hit her on the Apple Pay, whatever you're using these days. Facts. You can send the money electronically. She does not need to have direct access to all your funds. And if she's like, either have a joint account or I'm ending this, you make a joint account that's a new account, and you only put a little bit of money in there at a time, and you keep all your money in your real account.
Exactly. Give it like $20, $40. That'd be all right.
Because you'll wake up one day and it'll be gone, and they'll be gone.
Double facts. But speaking of double facts, man, this right here, we going all the way to Fort Worth, Texas with this one. So we got heartbreaking Texas rapper Get Money Lil Ronnie and his 5-year-old daughter. Yes, I said it. 5-year-old daughter was, deleted. This time in Texas, over 20 to 30 shots, 2 people. It's just so crazy. I mean, it's so sad out here. It's so sick out here how the streets ain't got no rules. These YNs ain't got no rules. They dirty and they ain't doing they ain't not doing these things smart. They getting caught right after. Like, what's the point? Like, I'm like, before we press the thing, like, I want to know what's the point of taking the money to do the hit, knowing that everybody that did this has got arrested. So the way this is gonna play out is somebody's gonna say,
see, it's like why do a certified crash out mission where you're gonna get arrested, even if you're gonna get money, most likely they're gonna get the money off of you.
Exactly.
Or it'll be in your account, but you're picked up, so it doesn't do anything.
And you're gonna end up using that money for a lawyer.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh yeah, and they're not putting a lot of money on it. Yeah, and they're not putting a lot of money on the person's head because, like, nowadays it's 2025. You know how much it costs to beat a murder?
20 bands.
It costs more than 20 bands to beat a murder case.
No, but that's what they'll pay you for a hit sometimes nowadays. What's crazy will be like, oh, they gave this person $4K, and it's like they got caught, and it's like their lawyer, they can't even afford a lawyer with $4K. What are they gonna do?
Take another hit.
It's like that one song, trying to run up a little 2 bands. It's a little 2 bands.
It's horrible. But we got a video right here, man. The knockout, the deletion of Lil Ronnie and daughter, man, was on camera at one of the self car washes, man. I go to a lot of these car washes, man. I mean,
you better not be gonna catch you lacking.
Yeah. Oh, he gone. Lil Ronnie gone. Then I ain't want to show you the rest. So, family of Lil Ronnie launches a GoFundMe to help fund a funeral for him and his daughter. This is just a sad situation. But yeah, like I was saying, this whole situation is sad. Get Money Lil Ronnie is basically here's the GoFundMe right here. I mean, they raised
already raised 22K. Was that the gunshots?
Gone.
You know what?
And now we've identified the 2 cowards who took the lives of these innocent people. We have public enemy number 1, Adonis Robinson, who is also a registered sex offender.
Ooh.
Public enemy number 2, Jacoby Russell, who's on the run. They're scared, they're cowards, they're hiding.
Worse.
We ask the public, please, you know where they're at? Let us know. This investigation.
And y'all, my baby, it wasn't my baby birthday, y'all. My baby is a Cancer. My baby birthday is July 6th. It was my niece's birthday. And she had only been with her daddy 5 minutes. She just got dropped off before they my baby. 2 minutes, however long my baby was with him, they knew my baby was in that car. They did it on purpose, but we ain't tripping though. We ain't tripping. Her daddy turning around trying to save her. He's talking about literally.
You at school today, or mommy? I love you.
That is just so sad. I almost dropped a tear. So I mean, with this whole situation, right? Here, like the mom said, Chucky, aka Get Money Lil Ronnie from Fort Worth, he picked his daughter up he was taking her to his niece, to their niece's birthday party, but before that, he stopped at one of the car washes. The 2 dudes hop out the white Kia. They get this spraying with the guns with the switches. You seen them? You heard the gun sounds. It was going off crazy. You seen them running back. They didn't run back with a big AK. They had those small handguns on them. So
They probably hit him with a Glock switch.
So they had a Glock switch. On them. So the way that I seen it, see how they came to the car, they ran, they just got the spray. And when you spraying the switch, you hit, as soon as you click the button, it's letting off however many rounds you got in that Glock. It's
empty in the clip.
It's empty in the whole clip. And it was just shooting at the passenger side first. That's where the daughter was. She was sitting in the passenger seat. She got hit. He was vacuuming out the car, so he was able to dodge the bullets. He ran away to try to get the dudes from a different angle. But I'm guessing he didn't have a switch on him, because I mean, if I had a switch on me, I would have just turned around and just click that thing and started spraying.
I don't know if he had anything on him or if it was in the car and he didn't like.
I mean, if you run all the way to one side, run around and try to meet him in try to like meet him in the middle, I would hope you ain't trying to Superman punch him. Like, you ain't Roman Reigns. You ain't trying to run a thunder punch him. You gotta have something on you. If you run around and then meet him in the middle, why'd you run into him in the middle?
I think he just ran. No, I think he just ran into a fence.
But he
didn't know where he was running.
But he ran to the fence, then ran up, then ran to the middle where they was. You see,
because the fence was tall enough, he couldn't jump the fence.
He could have ran the opposite way around to the opposite way, and he did.
I don't know. I got to see a Google Maps of the area, but it just looked like he ran, and then there was a high fence.
I mean, he could have ran the opposite. If you're trying to run away, you could have ran away. He could have ran. I thought he ran towards where he seen where they was, and he ran towards where they were. Like, I think, and they said he had one. He had him on it. He had one on him. He shot at him, but then he fell to the ground, got up, and then he ran a couple more seconds and fell to the ground again. But I mean, this whole case was just open and shut case. It was dumb. I mean, these young dudes nowadays in this generation is just stupid. Like, you hear, as soon as the case happened, you seeing like a Facebook live videos of like the girl that they're alleging was the getaway driver. I guess she caught feelings that like she'd never do something like that. She's going on live saying like, I never delete a 5-year-old. I never do that. As soon as I heard what happened, I told him like, why would you do that? Why would you do that to a kid? And he was like, oh, I didn't know it was a kid was there and everything like that. And then the next thing she's saying is that she spoke to the cops because allegedly what happened was they used her car. They had left the apartment, got in her white Kia, used the vehicle, dropped it off. And then when they dropped it off, they told her to go, oh yeah, your car is left here, go pick it up. She went allegedly go pick up her car, got in her car, and the police were already looking for it. They pulled her over to white Kia. They started asking her questions. Of course, she don't know anything. She snitched. They put a tracker on her car. She drives to one of the dudes that was one of the people that did the hit. And then that's when everything came to an end. They arrested one of the dudes. Right now, they haven't came out with a motive yet, but they already know that one of the dudes left the ID card in the car, and the other dude left like a phone charger on the floor. Left their phone charger there with the basically DNA on it.
I don't understand why like all of these crime scenes of like all these hits that we've seen lately on rappers or affiliates that like every time they're leaving like an ID or like a piece of paper with their Instagram username and password on it, or like all this random stuff that just directly connects you to the hit. It just seems crazy that people are super messy and thirsty to get whoever they're trying to get, and that they're really not doing anything that's thought out.
Exactly, and that's how you know that this wasn't some gambling problem, because a lot of people say like, get money, Lil Ronnie's like a good person. Like he all he like to do is just gamble. So I mean, if you like to roll dice, you like to gamble and everything like that, if you win something big that night, they're not letting you get away. They getting you that exact same night, or like they're not sending some random people to go and crash out and
do a hit
like the next day or a couple days later like that. Like it's not going down like that. So that's how you scratch that from it. I mean, some people are saying like it's the whole Go Yayo and CJ Casino beef, but I mean, after reviewing that whole situation, I mean, like that beef ain't never really like, it never really seemed like no serious like Chicago type beef. Like, oh yeah, you killed my homie, and I gotta come and retaliate. It's more like, oh yeah, I was the rapper. I was big. I put you on. And the other one was like, oh no, you ain't put me on. I put myself on. Like that's not a real reason to kill. Like
It's not a real beef.
That's not a real. Yeah,
It's
that's
like
not.
something small. It's like something that you might just like talk some trash over on a disagreement, but that's not really like a murder beef. So it seems weird that he would be taken out on a hit like this that's that aggressive. I don't know if the shooter did or didn't know that there was a child in the car, but it just seemed crazy because it's like the couple other people that were involved are like, why did you do that? So I don't know if he just like literally said, F it, that's the guy we want and I'm doing it no matter what, or if he literally did have no idea. But it's just, you know, a change of the tide that you're seeing with the current culture, you know, that just like it seems like there's no rules or morals or anything. You know, snitching has become a not really like a death sentence. You know, years ago, you have any type of allegations of snitching on your name, you could basically kiss your career goodbye. You know, you leave kids out of it. There's all kinds of certain things, but it seems like this younger generation really doesn't care about the rules. It's, you know, just kind of me or before anybody mentality, no matter what. Even if I am affiliated with this or that, it's still me over everybody, and no one really punishes people for being selfish like that anymore.
Exactly. And it's like in the whole Chicago situation, like with THF 446. Like I mean, with that whole tragic, was it 46 when he died, like he was walking with his daughter and they ran up on him, they clapped him but they didn't clap his daughter. Like you see situations like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's usually people get passes if you're with your kid because they don't want to traumatize your kid. But even if they do it, they leave the kid alone. But usually, the more people that are really following stuff, they would just leave you alone to not to put that trauma on a child to get, you know, have their parent killed in front of them. But, you know, it's messy in the streets. It's just like you said, it's surprising that this beef took this turn because it was really not suspected to be like this level of beef at all. But I wonder what turned the tides or was said behind the scenes or done behind the scenes to get it elevated to this level. And
Facts.
It's almost like the Duck case. You know, he got killed at the, you know, by the Gucci store, a tourist area. So, you know, the feds and everyone's going to be on that immediately. And then like with this one, a child was killed. So, you know, the feds are going to be on that immediately. You know, it's kind of crazy how that goes sometimes.
And I don't understand like when you do things like this, I thought the goal was to try not to get caught. So like the fact that you would drive up to a place, there was like a car wash. I mean, like I'm pretty sure a car wash would have some type of camera somewhere. Like you would do this by a camera and everything, like, and you wouldn't see this through. Like I understand how. I mean, like people said they were smart. How you leave your phone, but you take your driver's license.
Or did they leave the license?
No, they left the phone at the apartment complex. They took their driver's license in their pocket, but then they left the driver's license in the car.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like that doesn't like it just. I mean, like it just don't make sense.
It's so sloppy. That's what I'm saying. It's like, you know,
like it sounds spontaneous. Like you saw him.
It's supposed to be like organized crime, you know, like a hitman. But you realize that people that really do that are really more certified crash outs than they are hitmen, because you see with all these cases that everyone is so sloppy that they're really getting caught with no effort, because how sloppy they are with that, how they did things. And now with cameras being literally everywhere, they will track you from your apartment complex all the way to the murder scene and all the way back to your apartment complex through all the cameras if they want to. If it's a big enough case or something big enough happened, like a kid or something else, or in a public area, they're going to solve that case immediately. They don't care whenever it happens on the bad parts of town, but let it be on a good part of town or involve a kid or be a special situation. They're going to solve that immediately, and suddenly they have 400 cameras that saw everything.
Facts. But y'all comment down below how you feel about this whole situation.
Oh, and the one girlfriend, she is 100% snitched.
Oh yeah,
she allowed him to put the tracker on the car, and then she led him to him.
Of
and
course.
then she went. That's crazy that she went on live and she's like, "I told him not to kill no kids," and it's like this. She was super wild. Like again, like it's crazy. Like I feel like she just like snitched,
Made
and
it
then
even
went
worse.
and then went live and be like, "Yeah, they did it. I heard about it. They told me, and when they told me, they said it was messed up. And if you know me, you know I'd never do something like that." And it's like, man, you're just trying to escape the retaliation.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they think you have anything a part of it, or a getaway driver, or knew about it, or helped with it, that they would probably get you too. But now you're trying just to put everything on them.
That's how it is nowadays in the street. It's just a whole bunch of ghetto mess,
Streets are
ghetto
myth.
nonsense. The streets are a myth, like Tory said, but you know what's not a myth? Couch announcements.
Welcome to the
Couch announcements. Gotta go.
Welcome to the halftime show, Tales from the Crib. We let you know what's going on, what's new from the channel, and what you can expect. We are dropping videos all the time. We do our weekly podcast here on Tales from the Crib. We also do an NFL show, but you know, NFL season's not in. My co-host is gonna go take a whiz break. He'll be back. But yeah, check out all of our other channels. Check out the Clip channel. Like, comment, subscribe. The Clip channel's doing great numbers, so we appreciate all the support over there. TFTC Clips is growing. And then join us on TFTC Gaming. I beat Bounty Hunter. Still haven't uploaded I have it uploaded, but I haven't made the thumbnail from our Warhammer gaming video. So be on the lookout for that. I will try to get that out this week, 100%. But let's go ahead and talk about our number one child over here. Here, I'll get a soft screen until my co-host comes back. But Crib Reactions, checking out Crib Reactions. We are right at, I think we're already at 12.9. Get us to 13K and then to 15K subs. Support some of our latest videos. We got videos from Jenny, A-Witch, Partisan Fontaine, and Cardi B, Coast Contra Freestyles, Snow the Product, and new group Hannah that had a cool drill song. Make sure you check that out. We just dropped that. We got a Patreon on that channel as well, so if you click any of the videos and the latest Crib Reactions in the description, you have the link to our Crib Reactions Patreon that has exclusive content available only on Patreon that is not available on YouTube. So jump over there if you really want to lock in with the crew. All right, Coast, you ready to jump back in?
Let's go.
What do we got?
Man, you already know. First topic we got off the back is Tory Lanez, man. Looks like here, man. My man Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez just dropped a new album this past week, man. It was fire. Everybody loved it. I mean, like, people were saying, how can somebody be in prison and make this amazing album?
I know you were gushing over the cover art.
Facts. Oh, pause. Pause. No.
Yes, he said it. You locked in with me. I'm locked in with you. My co-host was all over the Tory Lanez cover. He said he could be my celly any day of the week.
Disrespectful, but Tory Lanez just dropped a new album called Peterson. It just dropped. I mean, like, it's a really good album. I mean, on the album, it was basically how many tracks? It was 20 tracks. It was 20 tracks. On everybody that was featured on the song was allegedly a family member of his. So I mean, it basically put back in his family's pockets. I mean, especially right now, if you don't know, Tory Lanez is currently in jail serving a 10-year sentence. Does
that mean you only got to do 5?
I don't know. Probably he's allegedly saying that he's getting out sometime in 2025. I don't know if he's just trying to manifest it, trying to say that in the world. But I mean, like, this album, I mean, it's just sad, like, how much he went through, everything that happened. I mean, this one, I thought that, oh yeah, he's not gonna talk about the situation. He's gonna brush over, talk about a whole bunch of other stuff. But nah, he got to it. He said it all. He talked about, Chris Brown basically helping him out, giving him $250K, talking about people that like left him hanging.
What did they do from behind?
Left him hanging. He talked about how basically how it's dangerous in prison, how people were dying. He talked about how
we saw when he was on the video phone call, and he was about to record, and then someone got in a fight right behind him. I don't know if someone got in a fight or someone got shanked.
It was a whole.
But he was like, "Keep recording."
Exactly, the whole riot situation happened.
It's the intro.
He talked about how he basically exposed Jay-Z and Rock Nation for basically like paying his lawyer off to basically screw his whole case and put him in this whole situation. Basically, pay for him to get 10 years. But we got a video.
Backdoored him.
Basically, we got a video right here. We're gonna play, but then we're gonna come back and let you know some more juicy details of the whole Peterson album that dropped. Man, free Tory Lanez, man.
This nigga Chris Brown, nigga, I remember when I released the Daystar project and everybody was like, yo, oh my gosh, he released this on this day, and it was like that. And like, I just want my fans to understand, and the Umbrellas to understand more than anybody, but I want the Umbrellas to understand that it's not always easy for me to just come out and talk due to my legal, due to things that are going on. But through the music, I have free range of expression because legally you cannot, prosecute me for my First Amendment constitutional right of freedom of speech. So sometimes it may not make sense why I'm doing things over the music, but I have to because that's the only way I can speak and not put anybody in drama or trauma of any type of sort. You feel me? So my music is my outlet, and the songwriting I'm giving in that record that I've never said. Very important and key for the spectators and the critics to do that on their own time. But that song, I just want you to imagine for a split second, walk with me for a split second. I want you to imagine putting your trust in somebody representing you your whole case. Secretly, they working behind your back and working for your accuser. Everything you're doing is going to the other side. You have 60 seconds remaining. She's lying about the DNA, all kinds of stuff. But at the end of the day, that's a whole nother song and dance. But imagine, you not realizing none of that stuff till you go to jail. But imagine this. This person been representing you for 2 years. Right before trial, you get that voice note right there. At the end of the song, you get that voice note 2 weeks before trial. Like, why would you leave me here like this?
Like, why would you leave him here like this? Like, this is a whole messed up situation. I feel like if Tory Lanez was properly represented, also if he would have took the stand, I feel like he wouldn't have been in this situation because the whole thing just sounded funny from the jump. Like,
he really did a trash case.
Yeah, it was really a trash. I think like, that's the only reason why he lost because it was a trash case.
The game script was trap. It was trash.
Exactly, the whole game script was trash. I mean, like you going against the whole Rock Nation lawyer, so you gotta come prepared. His lawyer leaving.
Jay-Z's been fighting cases left and right.
Exactly.
He knows how to mess with the court systems. He ain't no rookie. Exactly,
and Tory Lanez is saying how he's all independent. Some people are alleging that he has a gag order on him, so that's why like he really can't say anything himself. He has to do it through the music. So, I mean, it just sucks for this whole Tory Lanez situation. How like you have to like fight for your freedom in jail. But I mean, like, hopefully he doesn't have. I mean, I don't think he has to do the whole 10 years. But when he does get out, he does have to like go through the whole situation about will he be deported or not. I hope
that'd be funny.
I mean, but
it's like,
but the way
you're still in North America.
Exactly, you're still in North America. You're still in Canada. You can go to Europe. You can go to all them other places. You just can't come to America for a certain amount of time.
He would have left the genders alone.
True, but I mean, like the way that everything is going nowadays, how like UK rap is big, how K-pop rap is getting big, like
he could get some overseas features and do big numbers.
Yeah, all the overseas features, he's gonna get big numbers. I mean, like American rappers are going overseas now. Like you have the whole Paris Fashion Week, so there you go. You gonna see people there. I mean, you see Megan Thee Stallion trying to do the whole K-pop scene now. Like as soon as he gets out, that whole K-pop scene is over with because he can go to Japan, he can go to Korea.
Yeah. He could do big numbers. What I really want to know is like how he's getting the high quality recordings while in jail.
Exactly.
The jail phones sound a lot clearer than they did back in the day, but not clear enough to get studio quality album. I wonder if they're recording it and they like already fed it all of his prior albums and then feed in the jail recording and then just have it like clean this up to studio quality and like through it with AI. Because I seen people that had gotten snippets from artists that were like the song was playing in the background and through AI got it like studio quality perfect and like turned that snippet into like a real song. So it can already be done with AI.
You
So
can.
I wonder if that's what he's using. I'm guessing that's what he's using, but I would want to know the truth.
Exactly. But y'all comment down below. What do you feel like is the truth? Also, let us know how you feel about the Tory Lanez album and this whole Megan Thee Stallion situation. Because I mean, it's definitely not over with yet. I mean, like, yeah, he's been arrested, he's been sentenced, but I still feel like something's about to happen that's gonna shake this whole thing up. And I mean, Megan Thee Stallion is already on the decline because you barely seen her less about her music. It's always about other stuff. So it's still free Tory Lanez over here. My co-host is a flip flopper, so I don't know what side he's on
Well,
right now.
I mean, Tory Lanez is cool. I don't really have nothing against him, but Meg Thee Stallion been working out so much. It's hard to say no. It's hard to say anything bad about Megan.
She gonna get you arrested.
She be
co-host. She gonna snitch.
Maybe worth it. Maybe worth that 10 years. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, whatever. Well, enough about that 10 years. Is it enough? Is it worth these 2 years? That's what we want to know. Pittsburgh Steelers, is Aaron Rodgers worth 2 years?
He's not worth 1 year. He's not worth half a year. Please, 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 Pittsburgh Steelers, do not sign Aaron Rodgers. It would be the worst nightmare of my reality that you could ever do. Please, I'd rather have him go to the Giants so then we could troll Seth. But allegedly, Aaron Rodgers is down to the Giants and Steelers on where he wants to go. The Steelers are still on the table with Russell Wilson. They say Russell Wilson is their second option when it comes to the quarterback free agent market. But Fields already left, and I think he signed with the Jets.
Yeah.
Justin Fields. But here's some of the biggest trades that happened. There's been a lot more. I could only fit so many on the screen. We're going to talk about these ones on the screen, and if me or my co-hosts remember any of the other ones, we might talk about them. But yeah, we got Debo Samuels, going to the Washington Redskins.
With Commanders, we're gonna start. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the Commanders and Debo Samuel. So Debo Samuel's leaving the 49ers. I mean, with the whole Brock Purdy situation, his whole contract is still up in the air. Nobody knows what he's gonna get. It's gonna be 45, 42, and at least over 50. My co-hosts feel like he don't even deserve 50 million. So I mean, with that whole
Too injured.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the Anthony Davis of the NFL.
He's too. He's saying Brock Purdy's too injured, and I mean, when he does play, he's not doing anything with the 49ers. You see Christian McCaffrey, he's injured.
I thought you were just talking about Debo.
Yeah, we're talking about the whole Commanders and the
yeah.
whole thing. So you see the 49ers. You see they also trying to trade Brandon Ayuk. Christian McCaffrey is basically gone the whole entire last season. They're letting Debo
Legs
go.
made of glass.
Yeah, they're letting Debo go. He's going to the Commanders. I mean, the Commanders definitely do need another weapon. I mean, you see they got a Jaden. Jaden's out here balling. Rookie of the year.
It's crazy because I think they'll be a better team in the regular season. But I don't know if that'll mean a better success in the postseason. Like, yeah. I don't know if they'll get as far as they did, but I think they might have a better regular season. But we'll have to wait and see. And then out of nowhere, we got the Steelers making a big move with DK Metcalf, was signing him to like $100 million over 5 years.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was not
like $30 million a year.
I was not expecting this at all. I know we wanted to get another receiver, but to do this trade and to pay him immediately, like, I know he's dominant, and with him with Pickens, it's gonna be a dominant duo. I wonder if he's gonna make him give up 14 or offer to buy it off of him, or if he's gonna be like, nah, dog, like, that's my number. You got to get a new one.
I mean, that's something. And also something is that it's a George Pickens contract year. So this is season where he has to prove himself. So some people are saying that Pickens may not even be here by the end of the season. They may end up trading him off just because, I mean, think about it. Like, it's your contract season. You trying to ball out. You trying to put these numbers up, and they get DK Metcalf. Like, you already know a lot of the passes are going to.
It's almost like he should, because it's like, if you look at it in the past, whenever they had Antonio Brown and Juju Smith-Schuster, that Juju had great years, like the first 2 years of his career, because he was the second option, and that's like what made Antonio Brown jealous, is he was getting double teamed all the time. So Juju was getting man coverage, and he was getting like all these catches and yards, and he's like, how am I like the number one option, but I'm getting catches like the number two options. And it's like, well, you're getting double teamed every play, dog. And I wonder if that'll really free up George Pickens now to have DK out there, and him getting single coverage where DK is going to be getting the double teams.
Exactly. And then also the Steelers are also getting better in defense. They just signed Slay, the cornerback from the Eagles, just winning the Super Bowl. So I mean that's getting better. Najee Harris, they didn't re-sign. He is now a Charger. So I mean,
I'm happy about that actually.
Only thing the Steelers have to do now is I think get a running back, but they can get a running back in the draft. They can get Scatterboo, the right running back. Scatterboo from Arizona
I think
State.
they're going to promote Warren to the starter.
Okay.
And they just gave him a qualifying offer, so if he signs an offer sheet with anyone, they have the right to match it and him to automatically be on the team. So they might let him test his own value and pay him whatever the market value is. If he gets a 2 or 4 year deal for whatever, if it's not too pricey, they'll just match it and keep him on the team for that many years. But they also signed another running back.
Who?
It might have been another Eagles player.
It was on defense?
No, the running back.
No,
it wasn't Saquon, but it was maybe one of your other running backs. I forget. There's been so many moves, and I love the NBA. I do, I played football, and I do check out the NFL and the NFL show, but I am not tapped in with knowing every single player's name with those giant
it
rosters.
was one of our running backs, Kenneth Gainwell.
Gainwell, yeah.
Signed to a 1 year deal.
Kenneth Gainwell, yeah. I saw that. Sorry, I couldn't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, so, we'll see how he's doing. I don't know if Patterson is on a 1 or 2 year deal, but he played really good last year until he got hurt, and then he came back and did okay. But if they have, Patterson and Warren and this guy, I'm not really sure is he good? Do you remember him?
No, I better remember him.
He'll hopefully
he's third string.
Hopefully he stays third string running back on the Steelers. But it all comes down to the quarterback, and man, Aaron Rodgers is gonna have to really turn it around. I think he's too old. I don't like how his unmobile he is now in the pocket. That unless you got an A+ line,
they said he
can't trust him back there because he just can't move.
They say he appeared in 66 games with 4 starts, seeing action on 1,372 offensive snaps, 250. So he played special teams also. He played offense and special teams. He had a total of almost 2,000 yards, 13 touchdowns for the Eagles. Yeah, so I mean he's decent. He can do something. I mean, I think with the Steelers in the draft, I feel like we could
get a quarterback in the draft
Calvin
too.
Austin.
Oh yeah, Austin will be our
Austin's
third option receiver.
I feel like they on offense wise, you probably need to get an offensive lineman. They probably gonna go offensive lineman, or they probably get a running back. Probably get like one person on defense because the defense is already stacked with the Steelers.
Our defense is shored up, man. Yeah, we've done really good with our defense, so I'm excited. We even signed another Ravens linebacker. I forget, but we signed Queen last year, and he had a good season.
Queen was good. Queen was nice.
I think we signed another one of the Ravens starters. So it's funny how a lot of Ravens players are jumping ship to the Steeler Nation.
Then you got the Geno Smith. Geno Smith going to from the Seahawks to the Raiders. He's now going to be with Pete Carroll. I mean, I don't know, but nobody knows what the Raiders are going to do.
The Raiders are going to be trash, but I'm happy that Geno Smith will, most likely be with his old coach and have the starting job. So, he'll get another chance to be the guy. And I'm always going to root for Geno. Shout out him. And he played at West Virginia.
And then Sam Darnold ended up signing a multi-million-dollar deal with the Seahawks.
Yeah.
That's trash. I mean, the Seahawks don't got anybody. I mean, only reason why Sam Darnold was actually good is because he had Justin Jeffries, and then he had that running game. I mean, the Vikings had defense because the defense did save him, and then he had Justin Jeffries. So,
who did the Vikings get to replace him since he's gone?
They haven't. I mean, they said that J.J. McCarthy was a quarterback from the Michigan, but he was injured, so now he's gonna be back. I mean, they drafted him to be the starter.
Guy.
Also, Dan Danny Dimes ended up signing with the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
But he's going against Anthony Richardson, that quarterback that sucked, that gave up on his team and lost his starting spot to Joe Flacco.
They're going to have a mid-off at practice.
Exactly. And that's funny. So he's going to end up losing his job in
Danny Dimes.
losing his job in with the Giants, then coming to Indianapolis, taking that job. That's gonna be funny. Then the last one is
Ravens got DeAndre Hopkins.
Got DeAndre Hopkins from
deal.
the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, this is a reunion for Derrick Henry and Hopkins because they both played in Tennessee. So I mean, I feel like they got Zay Flowers. With the Ravens, I mean, like I feel like they just need a good wide receiver. For some strange reason, they don't want to get no big name, big wide receiver. They want to get these small wide receivers or these super old wide receivers like Steve Smith or Odell.
That's how that turned out.
Or like Odell when he's like on one leg. Like I don't know why you would sign them, but
they really have done that like 3-4 years in a row where they get like an aging star for a 1-year deal and then they trash.
They have I remember back in the day when they had like Derek Mason, but like. The Ravens never really had a good wide receiver that was actually known. That was actually good. I mean, like,
because now it'll be Hopkins and Flowers will be their best receivers, right?
Hopkins, Flowers. They probably got a tight end.
The tight end is real good. I forget his name, but yeah, he's basically a first, second option receiver too, with how good he is.
But I mean, that's just first part of NFL free agency. What's going on?
Comment if you're watching this on TFTC Clips. We did an NFL show every week during the NFL season. You could go check that out on Tales from the Crib, and comment down below if this video gets 50 likes and 15 comments. We'll bring Seth back for an NFL update, mid-season free agency finanza episode, emergency podcast. Maybe we could do a short, like 45-minute show. Bring Seth back and talk some NFL talk. If he wants to do an NFL update with so many major moves being done, we can definitely get that done for you. But you got to like and you got to comment to make that happen. Or if not, you won't see Seth till next year, the next football season. Now he might hop on a reaction or something. Let us know if you want to see Seth on some more content. What do you guys say?
But moving on to the ultimate finesse of the year, we got our girl Angel Reese.
Go ahead.
Angel Reese said that if the WNBA doesn't give the players what they want, there's a chance they will sit out for a year. So you remember a lot. I'm gonna forget all that. So I mean, this is just crazy. This is a crazy whole situation. I mean, like. People just started watching the WNBA, but
they're already gonna sit out.
The WNBA has been going on for a long time now. Before 2000s, the WNBA has been going on, and as soon as they get Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, they get some eyes on them. The first thing you want to say is if they don't get enough money, they finna boycott and not play. But we got a video right here.
Because the NBA is getting so much money. They're like, I know that their league hasn't been profitable, but shoot, still share them funds.
That's messed up.
They're like Gabrielle Union. 50-50's fun, but sometimes I need 100% when we're giving you 0. And that's what they're saying to the NBA.
We're gonna give you 0. We need
100% while we're giving you 0 profit.
Exactly. We gonna play this video right here. Once we come back, we're gonna let you know exactly like how this is just highway robbery.
Yeah, the CBA is coming up. I can't wait.
Girl, y'all benefited from everything. Y'all youngins benefited from NIL.
What does that mean? We deserve more. Everybody.
I agree.
Everybody.
I agree with that.
But we got to face the consequences.
Y'all got to do something.
But the women coming in, not this year, but next year.
Yeah.
The ones coming in this year will still be on the rookie contract again. Mm-hmm. The ones the year after, they going to get more. They probably going to be making more than us.
Oh, they are.
I'm hurt.
They are. Yeah. I've been in the meetings. They are.
I need to get in the meetings.
You need to come to the
meetings.
meetings.
I got to get in the meetings because I'm hearing if y'all don't give us what we want, we sitting out.
That's a possibility, for real.
Yeah.
WNBA lockout.
Exactly. And she says, I love how, and this is what Angel Reese's response is to this whole boycott. I love how y'all selective hearing. I said I'm hearing if they don't give us what we want, we sitting out, and that is true. I never said anything about the NBA. We appear to stay,
We're prepared to stay at the negotiating table for as long as it takes. Here's the link to my podcast so you can hear hear the conversation too, and then I covered it up. But basically saying like watch the clip. Don't believe this this clickbait title because yeah, she didn't
Oh
say
yeah.
because it's like
Angel Reese is
she's
demanding
never
that she
demanded
gets
NBA pay.
Yeah, she never demanded NBA play. I mean, like this is just crazy. She did say she's gonna sit out. They may sit out, and that's what they're hearing. But y'all not making any money. Like everybody's saying, like y'all just cracked -$40 million profit.
Hey, but it was -80 million the year before. It's baby steps.
I mean, I guess so. And I mean, with this whole situation, a lot of people were saying how like y'all not making any profit. How dare you guys ask for some more money? If the WNBA ended right now, I guarantee a lot of people wouldn't even realize that. And I mean, the WNBA ended right now. A lot of people wouldn't even realize that. But I mean, like, I actually believe that. Like, a lot of people aren't checking for the WNBA. If you watch the stats, they really just checking for Caitlin Clark games or like when
Oh my
Caitlin
God.
Clark plays Angel Reese. Besides that,
Those are the games that are getting views. I saw there's some dude that is like a jerk to Angel Reese. He makes highlight tapes of hers and he's like, let's do it. Angel Reese, here we go. And then he shows like all her missed layups. And he's like, another brick.
Oh, Lord.
Another brick. What are we doing? And it's just a whole highlight film of like her missing shots.
you see, she's in the gym with Lisa Leslie right now.
She needs to be in the gym with anybody that'll go with her.
Horrible.
No, I like Angel Reese, though. I'll support her in the Chicago Sky.
I definitely support her in the Chicago Sky. I also support her in the Chicago Sky.
Shotties.
Now, while doing my research in this whole situation, I was agreeing with everybody else. Like, if you're not making us profit, there's no way that you can convince us that you should get more money. I don't care if it's a 1 penny more, but it looks like here.
So you get under my co-host, you're getting less.
You're getting less, man. If you ain't generating no profit, you're getting less. Like the fact that you're losing profit. I'm giving you money, you're losing that money, and I'm giving you more money, and you're still losing that money.
They're saying that the NBA is making so much money that they just need to be generous and not be hoarding all the dough because they're making billions. Yeah, we were losing 80 millions, but now we're losing only 40 millions. And hey, before you know it, we might even break even. And if they breaking even or bringing even a little bit to the table, they're gonna be wanting to be paid crazy amounts. But I don't know. I think if the NBA's got it, I don't think like what they're asking for right now is outrageous. Especially, I have seen the minimal amounts of those salaries making. I mean, even in our city, we used to have the SA Silver Stars. They moved to Las Vegas, but my buddy lived in an apartment complex where a lot of the WNBA players lived, and they were living like three people in one apartment. But it would be like a 3-bedroom apartment, or 2 or 3 bedroom. But they basically had to live together because that's how little that they were getting paid by the WNBA. So it's like, and we're not even in an expensive city. So could you imagine if you were like a WNBA player in California, where like your dollar goes nowhere?
Yeah,
so it's like they really don't get paid nothing. Like in Texas, where your dollar goes way further, they still really had barely enough money to survive. Living a handful of people to one apartment.
Yeah, true that. And then on top of that, like you have the whole Brittany Griner situation. Like you don't want these girls to go overseas and then run into that type of situation. So I mean, I understand. It makes sense, and they're not, and the girls aren't asking for like an exorbitant amount of money. They're only asking for like $50,000 more. And I mean, like the NBA,
shoot, give them a million.
I mean, you could give them $1 million. I mean, the NBA generates that more than in just one game. They generate more. I mean, this year alone, the NBA generated at least $11 billion. So from all the way from like 2002 to now, they started off generating like 2.4 billion. Now they're at 11 billion that they're generating just revenue. So I mean, like you can spare a couple dollars, like a couple million, to the WNBA. And then on top of that, I mean, if you don't want to do that, then that's when it's going to hold you by ransom. And then next thing you know, you're going to see like LeBron James and them making commercials saying like,
we got to support. Yeah.
We got to support.
I think they could just avoid any controversy where maybe not pay them millions, but they could give them a few $100,000 instead of like a rookie making like 40, 50,000.
True.
They could have rookies making like 150,000 a year.
Yeah, I mean that's double.
And if you're a first round pick, oh, you make 200,000 a year. Oh, and if you're like the best player on your team, you can make close to $1 million.
Okay.
I don't even think now do they even make the best
The
players
close was $100K. The best one was like $100K.
like
no more than
$100K a
$150.
year? Yeah, $150K a year for like a real good player. So yeah, I feel like if they definitely upped it, so that way their stars of the league could live a little more of a star lifestyle. That would be cool. And the NBA could just write it off at the end of the day.
It's charity.
It's charity, and they do charity anyways. And I think they try to still be a nonprofit. So if you need help getting the books right, you might as well just give them the money.
I just don't understand. Like, you don't see this in other sports. Like, look at baseball. Baseball don't have this problem. Like, there's no female baseball, or like it's like
They're greedy.
Once you go to college, that's just it. Like, ain't no Olympics. I don't think it's any more Olympics for baseball, softball.
They used to have women's softball in the Olympics, and that was like the
just for the
thing
kids
you
now.
can go pro, but now they don't have it all. Now, yeah, they have like the Little League World Series and stuff, but yeah, they don't, for the Olympics, they don't have softball. And I think they used to have baseball, like men's baseball, I don't even think is in Olympics anymore.
See?
Correct me if I'm wrong. They might have brought it back because they add and take away sports for Olympics. But
See, exactly. I mean, like, you don't see baseball over here bending and breaking. Like, I mean, and also
we made like $20 billion this year, so we're gonna make a women's league, and even if it loses money, we're just gonna pay for it. Yeah, you don't see that from hockey or baseball. They just are like, this is our money. But the NBA owns the WNBA, so I guess it's just like in their interest to keep it going. But really, if it were all financial interests, it would probably be more profitable for them just to shut it down. But no,
it's just the interest. They just doing it to be. They're just doing it to make everybody happy. Like, to see, like, to show that like the NBA is progressive and all that stuff. And I mean, it's just messed up how like the WNBA is like. It's like I said before. Remember how I said, like, oh, if you're working a lot and it's push and they go to court, they be like, oh yeah, he can't take care of the kid because he's working a lot. And now it's like, oh, well, if you're saying you're progressive and all this other stuff, like, then you should want to give us money because you're progressive, and like, we're not making enough money. Brittany Griner getting arrested. And think about Kobe Bryant and Gigi. Like, how would you feel if you put flyers out with Kobe Bryant and Gigi on it and be like, Kobe would have made sure it happened? Like,
Kobe would have.
It's just downright disrespectful how they using that against us.
I mean,
That's
they
the only part I don't
shouldn't
like.
be using Kobe's name and attach it to a message.
Or like Caitlin Clark, you want to see Caitlin Clark's
away.
prime? You want to see, like, everybody says she's gonna be like the next
I don't care
Jordan.
what Jack Nicholson is doing. Okay, Jack Nicholson can go do another action movie. We're here to see Angel Reese and DeJounte Carrington. That's what we're here to check out.
All right.
And Miss Sabali.
Or what about Mulan Henderson?
Mulan Hernandez?
Yeah, Hernandez.
Nah, they kicked her out of the league. She was doing too much.
Wait, didn't the one you said, the one that you just said, didn't she get like in trouble for hitting some African players in the head?
No, that's your favorite player. No, I know who you're talking about. I forget her name, but yeah, she's not in the WNBA.
All right, but y'all comment down below how y'all feel about this whole boycott situation. Do you feel like people are blowing? Do you feel like people are just blowing it out of proportion? It's not what you really meant, or you feel like, man, pay these girls, man. If you support women's sports, you want to make women happy. You see all these NBA players have daughters, so of course they want to see their daughters play, like Gilbert Arenas, and a whole bunch of the others. But moving on here,
I understand how it is to look after a daughter. I look after my co-hosts all the time.
Seth, real good underscore Doechii.
Never mind. I won't expose you, co-host.
Speaking of exposed, man, looks like here LeBron James.
We got LeBron James, Stephen A. Smith get into tense conversation before. I don't think this is before Lakers game. I thought it was during
the third quarter.
Yeah, during the third quarter. So that's mistitled. LeBron James caught seemingly confronting Stephen A. Smith after the Lakers game. So yeah, it was actually during the third or fourth quarter. He straight up talked to him. And it's so funny because Stephen A. Smith is always talking about, I'm courtside, I'm at the games. If you have any problem with what I say on TV, talk to my face. And then LeBron talks to his face and says, keep my son's name out your effing mouth. And Stephen A. was like, that's not the time or place. I was there with other people, executives, and I couldn't even say what I wanted to say right there. And I saw he was upset, so I had to take it. But if I would have had him in a private room, I would have let him know what I thought. And then now everyone is just clowning Stephen A, saying, dude, why are you saying it on ESPN and then on your own YouTube channel, on your YouTube show? You're addressing it there and you're making all this content on all of it when that man was literally in front of you and you said nothing. I don't know.
Exactly. And we got a video right here, basically Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James interaction with each other. Then we got Stephen A. Smith response. Then we're going to come back and let you know why LeBron James was wrong. This is all your fault.
That was LeBron James coming up to me, unexpectedly, I might add, to confront me about making sure that I mind what I say about his son. Can't repeat the words because they ain't suited for FCC airwaves. That's what he was doing.
Rest him out.
You know, I thought long and hard about this over the last few hours because I had no intentions, Molly, of talking about this at all.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because it was a one-on-one, I wouldn't say a conversation, but it was a one-on-one confrontation. But then I wake up and everybody from ESPN and my agent and everybody else were sending me that this thing had gone viral. And so ultimately it was unavoidable, and that is why I have to discuss it now. That wasn't a basketball player confronting me. That was last night at the Lakers game happened.
See you on the show.
Now I get, and people have said to me today that I'm looking pretty damn sad. I'll fess up, I am. Because something like that is not something that should make any of us comfortable. I didn't anticipate it. I don't know why I didn't anticipate it. But I'm not here to blame LeBron James. That wasn't a basketball player talking to me last night. That was a dad. He rolled up on me as a father. That's what he did. That was not a basketball player talking to me. We talk about LeBron James all the time. Practically everybody does. That's not what LeBron James does. So for him to confront me, obviously it was something that he was incredible.
Call it what it is. Yeah. Like sometimes, man, like I like Stephen A, but sometimes, man, like he overstepped his boundaries. You know, we understand you're getting paid to have an opinion, but sometimes your opinion is always not the best time to fucking say it. Right. He's saying, like, you can say that shit, but keep that shit to yourself sometimes. That's who Stephen A is, though. Like, if you put him in his place, not socially and all that, welcome to him, grown man. Like, hey, trust me. I didn't put him in his place, so don't.
What do you mean, like y'all?
Like when I was up for money, when I was paid for the Nets, I was up for my contract. He made a little statement, this little article, what I should be asking for, what I'm worth, this, that, and Thursday. I saw him in Puerto Rico. I went and walked up on him. Like, nigga, I motherfucking dare you, bro. Like, you don't know me, you don't know how I grew up, man. Like, so no, it's like when you, like, if it's said and you got a problem with it, then approach him. That's my thing. You know what I'm saying, I'm gonna approach him and I'm gonna get it out there. So that's just my thing. That's why I handle the situation. But no, he dead ass wrong for that.
He dead wrong for that. So like,
what's funny is Stephen A was just on Gil's Arena, so he just saw Kenny Martin again.
Yeah, and he reminded him about the whole little situation in Puerto Rico, and Stephen A. Smith kept saying like, I don't remember it. But I mean,
you don't remember
so with this whole situation, it's just sad. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, that's sad. It's just crazy. Stephen A. Smith is basically saying like, LeBron James, this is your fault. He said when he met LeBron James in basically on at that third quarter, he was confused. He didn't know what was going on. But if he would have known what was going on, he would have said like, this is your fault because you're the reason why this all happened. You're the person that said, oh yeah, Bronny's better than all these NBA players.
Oh, a year before he came, he's better than like 60% of the league.
You're the one that was saying like, oh yeah, whatever team, whoever drafts Bronny, that's who I'm gonna be with. So like now it's coming to the point where like when Bronny plays a game and like he plays this game right here and he only scores like 1 point or nothing at all, like my job is telling me that we need to talk about this. So the fact that you should have known that you should have known that you're the alleged king. So if you said your son's gonna be in the league,
We're covering it.
And we're gonna cover it. Like, it's all these other NBA players, their son go in the league. We don't cover like Tim. Like Tim Hardaway Sr., he ain't go all crazy like, oh yeah, Tim Hardaway Jr. is better than like 80% of the league, or like Gary Payton Sr. didn't say like, oh yeah.
He just talked trash about how Dallas was using him in the playoffs one year.
Exactly.
That's they're not giving my son the ball enough.
Exactly. That's all he did, but they didn't go to the extent what like LeBron James was doing. So like Stephen A. Smith's defense is like, this is your fault. Like if you didn't come out here
in this situation,
just like when you came out and say, oh yeah, we finna win like 5 titles in Miami, and like you didn't have to say that.
Yeah.
So like you didn't have to say like LeBron is gonna be this good, knowing that he just had this heart problem, knowing that they're like every time he plays, if he doesn't score that much, we're gonna be talking about him. Like he's good as a G League player, but like
I feel
NBA,
like
not yet.
I feel like the media has been a little bit hard on him because I feel like they do forget that he literally had open heart surgery a year before, and it's impressive that he's actually healthy enough to be playing at a pro level. Mm-hmm. And when he's had his mishaps when he's played, but I do like that they're not babying him and just letting him sit on the court side and just be there the whole time. They're actually sending him to the G League and making him play, and he's actually playing really well. We're seeing he's dropping 25, 30 points a night in the G League, and who knows, later on in the season, the right time comes, someone gets injured in the playoffs or on a playoff run, Bronny might come in and be able to surprise people because he's been putting in that work. But I don't know. I just think it's funny, like Kenny Martin said, that Stephen A is all about, if you have a problem, say it to my face. And then LeBron says it to his face, and he's like, that wasn't the time. That wasn't the time and the place. And it's like,
true.
That's not what you say. So, I mean, some people say I'm a LeBron hater. I actually like LeBron. I really like Bronny. I think he's actually a NBA talent. I don't think he's like an all-star or anything, but I think he's good enough to be an NBA player, and I'm excited to see how good he's gonna be over the next few years. But LeBron, there's nothing good with being a top 2, top 3 NBA player of all time, but you're not the GOAT.
He is the GOAT, and I mean, I feel like I understand where LeBron James is coming from too. As a father, like you don't want nobody talking. As a father,
how many kids you got?
You don't want nobody talking negative about your kids or anything like that, so you always gonna defend them. But I mean, like watching Gil's Arena, watching Gil's Arena, yeah, I understand you want to feel like you want to talk all this positive stuff about your kid because you see like the greatness in them. But this is the real, like this is real. Like if you miss so many shots, we're gonna tell you trash. Ain't no you covering and you gonna be able to stop all this stuff from happening. Like your son's gonna know that he's trash.
He's gonna know that he's trash.
He's gonna know that he's trash. I mean,
I do find that I do hate that players do get soft or mad or like, why are you talking about me? It's like you're a pro player where we're talking about your sport. It's not like you're a random guy. It's not like you're on national media and being like, oh, Mike from Costco is a jerk. It's like that would be random. No, you're literally on a sports channel talking about sports. What are they supposed to talk about?
True.
So I've never understood how players be like, why are you talking about me? It was like, what do you mean?
But what I did understand is like what I thought, what LeBron James was coming out and saying was that like, don't be talking about my son, like, because it was coming to the point where like they were trying to put Bronny James' name in the category of like the Cowboys and like LeBron James and the Lakers. So like or like Jordan, like when there's nothing to talk about Bronny James.
What's the Bronny update?
The Bronny update? Give me an update on like no, like he's a second round 55th pick. Like there's nowhere in the world where like y'all spent this much time on a 55th pick. Like, oh yeah, Lakers lost, but how did Bronny do? Like, no, nobody cares. Like the Lakers lost. Or like Lakers won. No. Yeah. Like, or Lakers lost, like we're gonna talk about Bronny. Like, did he play? Like, no.
I think, at the end of the day, this wasn't really needed because it's like you're famous, so like even if your son barely makes it into the league, if you're LeBron or Michael Jordan or one of the greats, people are gonna cover your son. I mean, that's just what it is.
They didn't cover Michael Jordan's son like this.
Because he didn't make the league. If he made the league, they would have.
They didn't cover Giannis' brother like this. They didn't cover J.R. Smith's brother like this.
That's his brother, not son.
Same thing.
No, it's not the same thing. But I do still, at the end of the day, find it hilarious that LeBron checked him because I still
Scottie Pippen Jr. You don't know what Scottie Pippen Jr. doing right now.
He's in the league.
I mean, he's in the league, but you don't know what
Scottie
he's doing.
Pippen was like a top 5 player of all time.
I think he's
top 50, but not top 5.
Scottie Pippen Jr. or Scottie Pippen?
Scottie Pippen.
I don't know, but y'all comment down below how y'all feel about this whole situation. Do you feel like LeBron James is blowing this out of proportion? Like, you're an athlete, like they're just doing their job. Like, nobody's talking about like LeBron James personally. They're just talking about like he went 5 for 15 and you trash. So we're gonna let you know you trash. And there's something wrong with that.
Comment down below if you think my co-host is a Bronny hater, and if we need to have LeBron on this show to check my co-host, because I think if LeBron was right in front of my co-host, he would be shaking in his boots and be like, "Yes, Mr. James, I'll never say a bad word about Bronny again."
The lies.
He would have you shaking.
Never shaking, but I will be shaking to this next.
He'll make you sing the LeBron R&B song
go
for 5 hours straight.
LeBron James. LeBron.
I'm making that a soundbite.
We definitely got to play that. So we definitely got to find a way to play that. But hey, man, moving on, man. It's New Music Mondays, man. Shout out.
Even though this episode's coming out on
Wednesday.
But yeah, check it out. We got Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Some cool art there. Music Mix number 5. Make sure you jump over to that. That's getting a bunch of videos on it now. Y'all got 1,000 views on Music Mix 1 through 4. So make sure you get Music Mix number 5 to over 1,000 views.
Facts.
Let's see what just recently dropped. We got
that
Tory Lanez, that Prison album.
Patterson.
Jello and Glorilla, Can You Please? Single. Turbo and Gunna. Classy Girl. Do you hear that song?
No.
Doechii.
Anxiety. That's the song your sister hates.
Oh.
The one that she remade that song?
Yeah. So it's trash. P.O.P. Kosher. I don't really know half of these people, but I guess they drop music.
Money Man.
Big Walk Dog dropping again.
Yeah, Big Walk Dog dropping again. Wu-Tang Clan dropping.
Who the hell's Machiavelli God or Machiavel God?
Macaroni and cheese?
Yeah, it's Machiavelli God.
I mean, I don't know. We're going to see. But, hey, man, shout out Little Bean. Shout out Little Elevate. My album of the week is Peterson Patterson. Tory Lanez new album from jail. Hard, man. Never pause. This album is really good. He's in jail.
That was your first reaction to when you saw this cover? Hard.
Nah,
you were pressing play.
You a hater, man. Like I said, on this album,
you know what my co-host say.
What?
You know, ain't no party like a Diddy party. So
yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
My co-host is a hater, but y'all need to go ahead and listen to the Tory album, man. It is definitely really good. You definitely will like it. He can sing, he can rap, he can do it all. But speaking of doing it,
dance in your dreams.
Horrible. But speaking of doing it all, we got my co-host pick.
Shout out to Fredo Santana, R.I.P. to Fredo Santana, the real Fredo. He dropped a song after all these years. I guess his estate dropped it. It's Groovin' with Chief Keef. It's on Apple Music. Hopefully it's on Spotify and other platforms. It is officially released through his label, Savage Squad Records, so it is a real release. So make sure you check out Fredo Santana, Groovin' with Chief Keef. Should be available on all platforms now. Shout out Fredo. We miss Fredo forever. And hopefully they get us some more music from the vault because his fans would definitely appreciate it. But you need to appreciate us by commenting, and subscribing. Hit the notification bell. Follow us on X, the artist formerly known as Twitter. Papa Oblock at Felix Supreme 305. Make sure you're locked in with us on all of our QR codes. TikTok is still here. Are we still posting on TikTok?
Yes, we are.
So my co-host is posting all the time on TikTok. Maybe I'll get on there and check those comments one day. But we are always on Tales from the Crib 2-0 on Instagram. Scan that QR code. My co-host is commenting on every Instagram post in the world. I see all the notifications of hate of people telling him wrong in all his comments. And then check out Crib Reactions. We're starting to get a big following there for our reaction channel. We post every time we're dropping a new reaction and do funny stories there all the time. So make sure you lock in with that. But let me get us some outro music as we get the F out of here because it's the end of the show. That's a little loud. There you go. But yeah, you rocking with us. We rocking with you. We'll see you next week. Tales from the Crib. Chico Grande, Chico 2 times, Felix Supreme 305. It's time to get some sandwiches.
Hey, I want to get.
What did you say?
I'm hungry.
What am I? Comment down. Freeze frame my co-host in his short arm. He looks like the guy from Scary Movie, but thanks for checking us out. Yeah, you got the small hand. Thanks for rocking with us. We're rocking with you. Check out everything we do: podcast, clip channel, gaming channel, reaction channel, Twitch, TikTok. We're all over the world. We're in your living room. We're in your mind. Tales from the crib. We will see you next week.